The 1978 Victorian Football League Grand Final, played at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on Saturday, September the 30th, 1978, between North Melbourne and Hawthorn.
The teams. North Melbourne, backs, Henshaw, Glendenning, Carlton. Half-backs, Montgomery, Sutton, Gregg. Centres, Elves, Tanner, Schimmelbusch. Half-forwards, Bridus, McCann, Boys. Forwards, Blight, Baker, Huppets. Followers, Nolan, Byrne, Melrose. Interchange, Casson, Smith. Emergency, Burns. Coach Ron Barassi. Hawthorn, backs, Payton, Moore, DeWald. Half-backs, Polkinghorn, Knights, Eade. Centres, Ablett, Wallace, Manane. Half-forwards, Russo, Martello, Hendry. Forwards, Goss, Moncrief, Walter. Followers, Scott, Tuck, Matthews. Interchange, DPN, Manico, McCarthy. Coach David Parkin.
Umpires, Ian Robinson and Bill Della, on a lovely, perfect day for football in Melbourne.
The 78 Grand Final. In comes Ian Robertson, Clark Hansen for ABC Sport.
The bounce not a very good one. Blight gets the tap down to Nolan. Nolan on to Melrose, who's grabbed by Henry. What's the decision? Holding the ball to him, and there'll be another bounce right in the centre. Crowd of over 100,000. The atmosphere's electric. Scott gets the tap down. Shark by Elves. Elves' kick, though, is marked by Di Domenico. His long kick up into the half-forward line for Hawthorn. Moncrief mark. Pops one behind the ear from Glendenning. And that should be a 15 metres penalty, and it is. Well, this could be the confidence booster for Michael Moncrief. He let out well. Metres in front of Glendenning, and he copped one behind the ear. Glendenning letting Michael know that he's there. Moncrief now, 30 metres from goal, shoots, steers it deliberately off the boot, and there's the first score of the 1978 Grand Final to Hawthorn through Michael Moncrief. Hawthorn 1 goal, North Melbourne yet to score. Doug Bigelow, a very smart opening for the Hawks.
Yes, and a lovely approach and move to the ball by Moncrief with pace. And Glendenning, I thought, perhaps a little bit unfairly treated to a 15-metre penalty at this stage of the game, because he was attempting to get the ball away from the front of Michael Moncrief, and of course you must make body contact in an exercise such as that. But a good start to Hawthorn, and certainly a confidence booster to Michael Moncrief.
As the bounce play underway again. Hawthorn, the first goal coming in the first minute. Tuck gets the hit down. Wallace leads in the race for the ball. Gathered in by Sutton. He's dispossessed. Kicked off the ground by Martello. Moncrief again. And he's marked in front of Glendenning. 40 metres out from goal, directly in front.
And Lee Matthews is telling Glendenning all about it.
Kick off the ground by Big Al Martello, landing in the arms of Moncrief, but he's been in front twice. That's where he's got to play him from. Head right down over the football as Moncrief comes in from 40 metres out directly in front. The drop punt is on its way, and he's put it through. 2 goals in the first minute to Moncrief. Hawthorn, 2 straight goals, 12. North Melbourne yet to score.
And the movement, of course, coming from North Melbourne's bench. Dwyer, the runner, Laurie Dwyer, the runner, out to Glendenning with a little friendly instruction.
Checking the scoreboard, if you don't believe it, only a minute and a half gone. Hawthorn 2 goals, 12 points. North Melbourne yet to score. As we wait for umpire Bill Della to come in. No, it's not Bill Della, it's Ian Robinson to come in and bounce the ball. Scott and Nolan in ruck. The bounces haven't been particularly good. That one's a good one. It's Scott and Nolan. Scott gets the tap down to Tuck. North Melbourne, Hawthorn back into attack. Wide for Martello. Gregg running after him. Martello grabs it. Dispossessed by Gregg. Oh, cleverly done, Gregg, to pick it up on the run. He balks around Ablett. Kicks it wide on the outer side wing. Bridus chasing for the ball. He's in front of Polkinghorn. Gets away from that player.
Legged him.
He's tripped. That's Di Domenico chasing Bridus on that occasion, and he tripped Bridus, and Bridus has the free kick outer side wing. He's going to put North Melbourne into attack. The long kick right up into the full forward area. Baker from behind, but in front was Payton. Well done to Ian Payton to mark in defence.
Steady mark, and starting like he did a couple of weeks ago in splendid fashion.
What a good mark it was. He puts it wide. Di Domenico's in front of Brightus to take the mark at half back on the outer side of the ground. Hawthorn at 2 straight goals, 12. North Melbourne yet to score. There's the kick by Di Domenico towards half forward. Knocked on by Martello in customary fashion. Russo leading in the race for the ball. But it's cleverly gathered in by Schimmelbusch. He tries to step around Wallace. He does so too. Good shepherding by Nolan. Schimmelbusch with pace. Kicks it in towards full forward. Baker too high. Grabbed by DeWald. DeWald leading in the race for the ball. Overruns it. Di Domenico dives on it. Gets a free kick to Di Domenico. It'll do his confidence a lot of good. He was on the bottom of the pack and they went after him and he's got the free kick. He goes for a short pass to Ablett at centre half back and he's marked. No, he's dropped it on his fingertips. Polkinghorne shepherds very well. It's kicked wide by Ablett. He's looking for Eade. The ball will bounce inside the boundary line. It bounces on its end. Eade taps it over his head cleverly. In comes McCann, but the ball's over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Half forward flank grandstand side. Hawthorn at 2 straight goals, 12. North Melbourne yet to score. Scott to contest against McCann. McCann buffeting. Gets it down to Knights. Knights kicks the ball high towards the wing. Hendry is there. So's Carlton. Martello up. Hendry takes the mark. That'll do his confidence good too. Hendry right on the members' wing. Moncrief leads. The ball's put in front of him. He's out at centre half forward and he's marked again. Magnificent. My word, he's showing tremendous pace and he's getting in front and they're putting the ball right onto his chest. Too far out this time, the big fellow, although I've said that before and he's kicked the goal. Martello's back in the square. Moncrief from the point of the centre square, right up to full forward. Walter gets in front. Martello over the top. Grabbed by Henshaw. Oh, he's taking plenty of time to get rid of it. Comes out towards Carlton and Blight. They both fumble. Blight's got it. Gets the hand pass out to Montgomery. Montgomery to Carlton. He tries to go. Cleverly taps it, but who's there? Eade in front of Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch's recovery is superb. He's playing for a free kick and he should nearly get one. Still going. Great play, Schimmer. Gets a push in the back. And if ever he deserved a free kick, he did deserve it there. He's got it at half-back members' side. It's 12-0. Hawthorn in front.
Schimmelbusch certainly shows a lot of courage. He was the most persistent and courageous player last week. He runs away now. Kick, not a very good one. Dropping short. Off hands. Wallace comes in, but picked up now by Eade. It's all Hawthorn at the moment. Eade puts the Hawks back into attack. It's the centre half forward. Moncrief out, punched away by Glendenning. Very scrambly play on the half forward line. Carlton with it. He's grabbed by Russo. Drops the ball. Carlton comes back and he's grabbed by Russo when he didn't have the ball, and Carlton will have the free kick half back. Immediately wanting to get the North Melbourne machine moving, gives the long hand pass across to Melrose, which will open up play. Melrose has kicked wide, looking for Brightus. Di Domenico's behind him. Brightus playing the ball along in front of him. He heads towards the boundary line. Di Domenico grabs him before it's over the line. Yes, it's over the line now for a throw-in. No free kick. I thought Brightus nearly got the free kick, but very persistent work there by Di Domenico. Hawthorn 2 goals, 12. North Melbourne yet to score. There's the throw. Knights up in ruck, punches it down. Straight into the hands of Melrose, though. His kick is smothered. It's running free on the half-forward line. Nobody can pick it up. Boys is there for North Melbourne. Scrambly play. Players throwing themselves in at the ball. Polkinghorne's there too, so too is Bright, but umpire Della says I'll bounce on the point of the centre square favouring North Melbourne. Hawthorn 2 goals, 12 points. North Melbourne yet to score.
There's the bounce by Bill Della. Point of the square. McCann goes in again. Scotty gets the tap down, but it's sharked by Blight, who's got a little bit of time to move onto his left boot. Drives in towards centre half forward. They're running. Baker and Payton. Punched away. No, he's got a free kick. Didn't take the mark, Baker, but he gets up and plays on.
Foolish.
Silly play. And Moore's in the van as he comes out, takes his time, and from the back pocket kicks it back towards the members' wing. And it's Wallace coming through with strong plays, under a lot of pressure. Oh, he does it beautifully, the young fellow. His kick is towards half forward. Carlton and Hendry. Carlton a little bit strong. Ball comes down to Nolan. Gets the hand pass to Huppets. Huppets kicks the ball in towards centre half forward. Boyce and Polkinghorne. In front is Boyce and he takes the good mark. Did it cleverly. Boyce, point of the square, centre square. Driving North Melbourne deep into attack. Right up to full forward. They're underneath it. Brightus couldn't hold the mark, but he's got a bit of time to move. He's in the forward pocket. He bounces the ball. He gets the hand pass out to John Burnor. Beautiful smother off the boot by Tuck, and he takes it away. Drops the short pass into Ablett. They're streaming past. He goes for a hand pass. It's a shocker. 2-1, but he's got plenty of room to move. He'll run. Could have had a bounce. Left foot pass up towards Matthews, who uses his body beautifully to get Henshaw out of the road. Superb shepherd by Martello. Good tackle there by Greg on Matthews. He's playing the ball in front of him. Gets the hand pass to Huppets, who steps around Martello. Huppets at half back out of side. Who to? Michael Lafryer. Tuck says thank you very much as he goes back smoking the cherry wood to mark on the outer wing. In comes Tuck. Drives it in towards centre half forward. Hendry in front of Carlton, who fisted away. Down to Greg, who's starring. He stepped around. No, he's been tackled by Hendry. Out to Montgomery. Montgomery to Sutton. Sutton in the back pocket. Kicks the ball back towards the half-back line, over the half-back line. Chance for Huppets. Did he mark it inside? Yes, he did. Huppets is marked between half-back and wing on the outer side. Hawthorn 2 straight 12. North Melbourne yet to score.
Huppets gets the lead from McCann in the centre of the ground, but he couldn't quite hold it. He was met solidly by Scott. A nice, well, it's not a nice forehand, but it was a forehand by Don Scott that was up high, and McCann, he's up at his feet. He's okay. It's a grand final. He bears no pain, and he has the free kick wide of the centre circle. Beautiful long kick to position, looking for Bridus, and Bridus accepts the mark in front of Deep Domenico. And this is the fellow Hawthorn have got to watch. And obviously North Melbourne are kicking it wide on that flank. There's the kick up into the goal square. Baker's there. In front was Payton coming through his blight, but he couldn't control the ball and carried it through for a behind. That's the first score to North Melbourne, a behind, 1 point. Hawthorn, 2 goals, 12 points, and we've played 8 minutes into this first term, and the atmosphere is electric. Moore kicks around the outer side wing. Who's there? Schimmelbusch and Eade. Coming in is Scott using his bolt. Tries to tap it further afield. Can't do so. Also in there is Nolan. He's showing lots of strength in there against Eade, but umpire Della has blown the whistle and says, I'll bounce. On the outer side wing, probably favouring North Melbourne. There's the bounce. Scott and Nolan. Nolan gets the tap this time, but it goes straight to Polkinghorne. His kick is smothered. Scrimmage develops. What's umpire Della going to do? He's going to bounce. Saw about all he could do, because right on the bottom of the pack was Murnane. Waiting for Della to restart play as a player's boot has come off. That's Eads. There's a whistle on play. Nolan over the neck of Scott, and Scott will get the free kick. He wastes no time. Umpire Della says play on. The kick's a shocker. Wide though, and anticipating that kick magnificently was John Hendry to mark right in front of the members' stand. Hendry immediately gets the lead from further afield, but a shocking kick as Lee Matthews races after the ball with Henshaw not far behind him, and it's over the boundary line and out of bounds. A throw in right in front of the member stand on Hawthorn's half-forward line. Martello coming in now to do battle with Nolan. Gets the front position, but Nolan gets the tap down. Nobody can pick it up. John Byrne for North Melbourne playing the ball along in front of him was grabbed by Martello when he didn't have the football, and John Byrne will get the free kick. Scott won't let him go. He runs across the ground, puts it in, dangerously across the face of the goal to Sutton. But Moncrief coming out, grabbed him around the neck. And as Doug Bigelow said then, that was very lucky.
And stupid play by North Melbourne.
Short pass by Sutton to Glendinning. Glendinning up at half-back runs, puts the ball in the brightest. Di Domenico, and Di Domenico in front, takes the mark. He goes for a silly hand pass to DeWald. Comes back to Walter, who fumbles. Silly play, kicked off the ground, in danger by Melrose, and Hawthorn lucky to get out of that. Di Domenico, silly hand pass. There's the kick by Walter towards the centre. Up high was Ablett, couldn't hold the mark. Murnane goes after it. Comes out, tries to get the hand pass out. It comes out here towards Wallace. Wallace kicks the ball in towards centre half forward, and it's cleverly marked by Henshaw, who was third in line. It went over the head of Moncrief and Glendinning. There's the kick by Henshaw. It's all North Melbourne. Alves, where are you, Jeffrey Ablett? 30 metres from him. Alves takes the mark, draws the player. Hand pass to John Byrne. Set him up. He's caught with the ball. Desperate football by Hawthorn as Di Domenico comes in. Too many of them there. He kicks it the full centre half forward. Out comes Matthews. Henshaw again on his hammer, and he does it beautifully. Chase Matthews as Glendinning picks the ball up. He's had 2 bounces. No one went near him, and a beautiful kick to full forward. Oh, back Baker. It's fisted away. Off hands to Melrose. He has a quick snap and he's put it through. First goal to North Melbourne, kicked by Melrose. Baker flying from behind, not marking, but he stayed down, Melrose. Let North Melbourne go to 1-1-7. Hawthorn 2 straight 12. 11 minutes gone, first term in the grand final.
Henshaw instigated it, was capped off, was taken further by Glendinning. It was a lovely run by that player through the centre, and the long kick by Glendinning deep into the forward line. And of course Melrose, relishing his first opportunity in the grand final, has got North Melbourne away after a slow start.
Shocking bounce in the centre favours Tuck. He punches the ball onto the half-forward line. Greg has too much pace for Martello, but Martello chips in cleverly, puts the ball in front of the goals. Out comes Moncrief. Glendinning playing Moncrief from the front. He was grabbed by Moncrief, gets rid of the ball to Henshaw. Henshaw cleverly back to Sutton. Sutton chips the ball in short, looking for Elves. He can't handle the ball. Coming through is Ablett. Now it's a chance for Lee Matthews. He can't pick it up. It's back to Elves. Pressure football as Elves relieves for the Kangaroos. Puts the ball back into the centre. Knights in front of McCann. McCann punches the ball away.
Biff
Knights picks the ball up, but there's been a whistle on play. and it'll be a free kick upfield to North Melbourne.
Hendry gave Elves one. Elves quickly retaliated. The umpire saw both incidents, and I just don't know how one should award there, but the free kick to North Melbourne further afield.
McCann, the long kick into the goal square. Blight up high before acceptances. Comes down to Boyce, who'll have a quick snap in the pocket for goal, but it's through for a behind. And that takes North Melbourne now to 1-2-8. Trailing Hawthorn 2 goals 12. 4 points the difference in the 1978 grand final. 12 minutes have gone in the first quarter.
And it wasn't gentle tapping by those players mentioned. They were letting it have plenty.
Moore kicks into the halfback on the outer side. Knights and Tuck were there for Hawthorn. Off hands, it comes down to Wallace. He'll get a free kick. He was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. He cleverly got rid of it to take the penalty at halfback on the outer side. Wallace goes for the kick. Back to the wing. Oh, it's all North Melbourne. Oh, as Montgomery dropped the mark, he went through. Hand pass out by Matthews to Manane. Manane, the beautiful long raking left foot kick. And Moncrief, beautiful use of the body, takes the mark in the forward pocket. Now he used the body superbly there to out-position Glendinning. And that was a better kick by Hawthorn. Manane penetrating as he put that ball into attack.
Mrs. Moncrief would be really proud of him. Oh, we are. This is good stuff from Michael Moncrief.
My word, he is burning.
Yes.
You'd be proud of your lad, Mrs. Moncrief. We'll be down for afternoon tea too in the summer. 2 straight 12 Hawthorn, North Melbourne 1-2-8. Moncrief is 40 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle as he comes in. The drop punt is on its way. It looks pretty good.
Missed.
For a behind.
Watch Michael Moncrief, he'll tell you.
Dropped the head a little low. Hawthorn 2-1-13, North Melbourne 1-2-8 in the grand final. 14 minutes gone first term. Glendinning's got the football and they're all mingling around him. He kicks it to halfback. On the outer side, the Suns are worried. Ablett gets there'll be a free kick to Walter there, who was shepherding and was grabbed over the shoulder by Nolan. This is big Walter for Hawthorn. Half forward, outer side, in towards full forward. Moncrief standing down as Scott, but the ball's fisted out to Henshaw, and a beautiful smother off the boot by Russo as Henshaw's kick is put into the crowd. And the smothering so far in this match by both sides has been magnificent.
Interesting to note that Don Scott is off the ball, resting in the forward pocket after only 14 minutes of play. He's obviously down there. I saw him chipping in front of a couple of the North Melbourne defenders when Moncrief was going for that ball. So maybe he's down there trying to lend a little bit of support there to Michael Moncrief.
Significant thing too, Clark, when he had a free kick before he went off the ball about 5 minutes ago, he kicked the ball with his left foot.
Right, well, back at the football, we've had some problems getting the footy back from the crowd, but it's thrown in left forward pocket for Hawthorn. Scott gets the tap down. His rovers aren't there. Russo falls over. Henshaw also falls over with him and forces the ball over the boundary line for a throw in. Right next to the behind post, Hawthorn attacking. 15 minutes gone, first quarter. The throw in. It's Nolan and Scott. Scott gets the front position, but right to Henshaw. A beautiful hand pass to Sutton, and Sutton will break clear and clear around the member side wing, coming through his boy. He's got too much pace for Polkinghorne. Plays the ball in front of him, but the boundary line is too close, and he forces it over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in between the wing and half-forward line, favouring Hawthorn right in front of the members' stand. Martello and Gregg. Also up there was Montgomery off the hands of Blight, picked up by Manane. His long kick up towards Glendenning and Moncrief. Moncrief taps it down to Henry, has a shot for goal. It comes off hands, back to Scott, and Scott has put it through for a goal. A series of errors there, but took the Hawthorn captain, Don Scott, to pick the ball up and snap it through for a major. Hawthorn 3-1-19, North Melbourne 1-2-8, 16 minutes have elapsed, or 17 minutes elapsed in the first quarter.
And didn't the big fellow tell the world about that?
The AFL Grand Final on ZRNT and Regionals.
That occasion was absolutely amazing.
He wouldn't be revved up much for this, Doug, would he?
Not half.
Nearly as much as we are, I'd say. There's Ian Robinson with the football. Hawthorn 3-1-19, North Melbourne 1-2-8, 16 and a half minutes gone first term, and another very bad bounce. It'll be grabbed by Matthews and they come at him. Picked up by Big Nolan, left foot kick. Here's a chance for John Byrne. Good spoil by Moore. Baker pushes Patton over. Huppets runs in on open goal and puts it through. Quick answer by North Melbourne. And North Melbourne go to 2-2-14, trailing Hawthorn 3-1-19. The goal kicked by Huppets 17 minutes into this first quarter.
Well, both Huppets and Melrose, featuring in their first grand finals, would be feeling very happy, particularly Ray Huppets. Of course, a former Footscray player getting his opportunity to play in this grand final with the North Melbourne club, and he'd be feeling rather good also. A little bit of luck, I felt there, as far as North Melbourne that goal was concerned.
Hawthorn still lead by 5 points. 18 minutes gone. The centre bounce, not a good one again. Scott running like an Olympian gets the tap down to Russo. Russo fakes the hand pass, gives it across to Eade. Eade can stop Ablett. Ablett the long kick into the goal square. Moncrief has the set. No, it's Martello Moncrief, I should say, off hands and through for a behind. Well, at Moncrief, he got his hands to it, couldn't quite hold it, had plenty of momentum, and it carried it through for a behind.
Doug, interesting if he let it go through.
Very.
Glendenning kicks out and will find Keith Gregg.
And who's Keith Gregg doing the job on? Martello. That's a huge assignment.
And doing it magnificently well too, Doug, as Keith Gregg, as he drives the ball around the outer side wing. Up goes Bridus over Dipper Domenico. Nobody can pick it up. Oh, beautifully trapped by Wallace. Spears the pass towards Martello. Off his hands. He couldn't hold it. To Gregg. Gregg, the hand pass to Henshaw. Henshaw's kick, a long one up into the centre wing. The pack fly, a North Melbourne mark in the middle of that pack. And who to? Xavier Tanner.
First touch, Bruce Green.
Tanner, wide of the centre, drives the ball up to the full forward area. Lots of jostling. Baker over the top, good mark. Burns tries to run through. Nobody can pick it up. A scrimmage on the half-forward line for North Melbourne. Umpire Della throws his hands out, indicating that he's going to bounce it at the true centre half-forward position for North Melbourne. Scoreboard, Hawthorn 3-2, North Melbourne 2-2. Out of the ruck to Melrose. His kick under pressure, dribbles along the ground. Moore for Hawthorn, goes after the ball, couldn't pick it up. In fact, he was content just to let the ball paddle over the boundary line for a throw in, right forward pocket for North Melbourne. Yes, Doug?
He may have helped a little bit too, I think, Clark.
There's the throw, and it's McCann and Scott. Scott gets the tap down. There seems to be 100 North Melbourne players there as Boyce picks it up, cops one around the neck, tries to screw it in towards the goal. In the goal square was Payton. He spills the mark on his chest. He'll get into a bit of trouble, gets the hand pass to Knights. Knights sends the ball back towards the half-forward line where he sees Huppets of North Melbourne taking the mark. He sees Melrose, but his kick's intercepted by Manane, picked up eventually by Tanner. Tanner's kick onto the forward line. Baker the chance now. He goes one way and then the other. He's claimed by Russo, picked up by Moore. His kick onto the outer side wing, and it's marked by Manane. It should be a 15 metres penalty. Manane decides to take off with Blight chasing him. Manane's kick onto the half-forward line. The pack fly. Walters couldn't pick it up. Coming through is Glendenning. Brilliantly played from the full-back position. He was grabbed by Russo. Huppets, who's really playing a great game for North Melbourne, slips himself. He slips over, then pushes the ball out. Russo's pushed in the back by Mick Nolan, and Russo with a free kick, centre half forward. He gets the lead from Moncrief, but he sees it a little too late. Russo, centre half forward, the long kick into the goal square. Moncrief's there with Henshaw, but it's offline and through for a behind.
The little players of North Melbourne, the smaller players, are doing the damage as far as North has been concerned. They've been most effective, Huppets in particular.
Score, Hawthorn 3-3-21, North Melbourne 2-2-14. 20 minutes gone first term as Glendenning kicks into half-back. Oh, Blight pushes Tuck out. No free kick. Huppets again. Gets the hand pass across towards Alves. A little ill-directed. Alves recovers well. He throws it away from Tuck as he was grabbed. Oh, he's been penalised. Well, that's an interesting one. Let's see if they stay with that. I thought he might have got rid of it before he was grabbed by Tuck.
He did.
I'm sure he did too, Douglas Bigelow. Shows you how unbiased we are. There's the kick by Tuck in towards full forward. Walter is up high, offhand Sutton. Oh, beautiful smother by Matthews, but Glendenning in the way. Kicks the ball towards half-back. Good fist by Blight, punches it away. Comes down towards Byrne. John Byrne at half-back, outer side. Bridus and Dipper Domenico. DeWald over the top, but who's down? Huppets, he's burning, he's loving every minute of it. He steps around Dipper Domenico and Knights makes a beautiful smother. As the hand pass comes back to Byrne. Byrne kicks it towards half-forward. There's a good mark for North Melbourne taken by Bridus. He's a problem. In the true half-forward position outer side of the ground. Bridus will drive it right in towards full forward. As Moore drops back, Baker's got the ride. Claims the mark, it's not on. As reefing his way through his Boyce, as he caught with the ball, he is. Good tackle. Hawthorn defence is playing pretty well, and Payton's got the free kick at full back.
My word, don't you have to earn them back there. I thought the free kick could have gone North Melbourne's way there initially.
There's the kick by Payton. Knights has got the ride over the top of Byrne, and he's up and he's taken the mark. Did he like that ride? Knights, Hawthorn at half-back outer side. Goes for a hand pass, and it's a shocker to Tuck. Silly football as Alves puts pressure on Tuck. There's the kick towards half-forward. Gregg misses the mark. Grabbed by Cowton. He ducks his head. It comes out towards Gregg, who throws it away. He's under a lot of pressure. The umpires are letting it go. Comes out Manane gets it out towards Ablett. He can run in. No, he doesn't. He has a long kick from a standing start, which is his tradition. That's out of bounds on the full beside the behind post.
And blowing a few chances is this Hawthorn side.
They are indeed. 21-14, 22 minutes gone, first term.
Glendinning the long kick around the outer side. Sun in the player's eyes and a good mark there to Manane. Or is it Ablett? No, it's Ablett. The golden boots. Ablett half-forward flank. Nolan's off. Smith on for North Melbourne as Ablett's kicks a wonky one, dropping short. And Sutton, too much pace for Walter on that occasion, takes a good mark in defence on his chest. Sutton, back pocket.
Better.
Sutton, the kick around the outer side. Out comes Blight, punched away from him by Knights. A magnificent fist of the ball, and it's travelled about 30 metres and gone over the line and out of bounds. Hawthorn's half-forward flank and the North Melbourne defence tightening up somewhat after a torrid start. The throw-in. It's McCann and Martello. The ball, nobody can get it. Picked up, but there's a free kick going to John Byrne, who was dealt with when he didn't have the football. His legs to play on, trying to open up the play. Diplodomenico in front of Bridus. Bridus the set, turns around there, can't mark. Diplodomenico falls on the ball. He's got plenty of persistence, this boy. Bridus is grabbed. Scrambly play as it's picked up by Walter. He's kicking towards the centre. Ablett waits for it to bounce. He shouldn't have. It comes to Manane. The hand pass back to Ablett. Ablett runs around the opponent, comes up to the half-forward line, drives it in the forward pocket. Moncrief's there. A lot of shepherding by Scott, but it's off hands, out of bounds for a throw-in left forward pocket for Hawthorn. 23 minutes gone first term. Hawthorn 3-3-21. North Melbourne 2-2-14. Over 100,000 here at the MCG in perfect weather conditions. The throw-in, Scott and McCann. Scott elects to run with the ball. He was grabbed by Byrne, dropping the ball, says the umpire, and Cowton will get the free kick.
And a thick ear to Don Scott from Cowton. A little risky, but effective, and Scott knows about it.
Scott gets up holding his head. There's the kick by Cowton. Good spoil by Ablett on Melrose. It comes down to Alves. Shows the ball to Russo. Still's got it. He throws it away. He's got the free kick this time.
Well, there's not consistency.
No.
We're not seeing it.
No, I thought Alves should have been penalised then and should have got the free kick on the last occasion.
And it was that player before. Yes, that's right, Graham.
There's the kick by Alves into the centre. Schimmelbusch up and he takes the mark cleverly. He's nearly going to go. Saw tuck right there. Schimmelbusch on the outer wing. He's come across the ground. There's the kick by Schimmelbusch to centre half forward. Leap is wanted. Smith is on. Fisted away. Comes down towards that Smith. Player Smith is caught with the ball. Comes out to Wallace. Wallace gets a little shove. My word, there's plenty of pressure on. Free kick to Wallace. He went after the football and was tackled badly. That's why he got the free kick. Alves has changed wings. Schimmelbusch has gone across onto Ablett. Martello's first grab.
And a beauty it was.
In the pack, he's marked on the outer wing. Greg has given him plenty of sticks so far. Big Al Martello. A ball burster in towards full forward. Scott in front of Sutton. Couldn't hold the mark. Off hands, Moncrief. Close to the ball. He got one in the solar plexus and he's got a free kick. The umpire saw that when he went down. Not a good tackle, Daryl Sutton. And Moncrief gets up holding the bread basket and he's got the free kick 20 metres from the behind post. Sutton, the man on the mark, standing on the boundary line.
Michael Moncrief will recover very quickly from that.
Particularly if he kicks a goal. Hawthorn are 3-3-21, North Melbourne 2-2-14. We've played 25 minutes in the first quarter of the grand final. Moncrief it is for Hawthorn. He's kicked their first 2 goals. Great confidence booster for him. He comes in from an impossible angle and he's threaded it through. Thank you, he says, goal number 3. And I'm sure he'll give a little sign to Daryl Sutton that says, you can give me more of those, lad. As Hawthorn go to 4-3-27. North Melbourne 2-2-14. The Hawks by 13 points, 25 and a half minutes first quarter.
And the contribution from Michael Moncrief, 3 goals, 1. So that's not a bad first quarter of football from that player. And a player, of course, who with question as far as ability kicking a football has been concerned in the past. But my word, deadly accurate as Moncrief today.
Another terrible bounce by the umpires. Walter runs in, puts the ball to turf, but nobody can pick it up. Schimmelbusch burrowing in after it. Lee Matthews using his weight, gets the ball out to Wallace. His kick up another half-forward line, punched away from Russo by Henshaw. The ball running free, kicked off the ground by Moncrief. Sutton's in front of Scott. Scott showing plenty of persistence, but Scott grabbed Sutton when he didn't have the footy, and Sutton the free kick in the last line of defence. 26 minutes gone first term. He decides to go around the member side flank when he gets the lead from Melrose. Melrose, nobody within Cooey, decides to have a little run, then kick the ball towards Elves. Elves props and cops.
You don't blame him.
Met by Polkinghorne, but it's going the other way to Polkinghorne.
Right. Elves was running the same way as the football, Clark, so he had to be penalised. He jumped into Polkinghorne.
Polkinghorne, member side wing. The funny kick. Oh, it is a shocker too, dropping short. John Byrne comes out for North Melbourne. The ball eludes him, eludes Russo. It comes now to Keith Gregg. Coming in is Matthews. Out to Martello. He's got a fit of the fumbles. He can't pick it up. He's trying to scoop the ball away from Gregg. Scrambly play on the half-forward line. The ball comes out to Weed. What's he going to do with it? He was met courageously by Melrose. Coming through is Matthews. Look at him go. He was pushed to get the free kick. And he will.
Great stuff, Lee.
Only went after the ball, didn't he, Doug? Only
My
had eyes
word.
on the ball.
My word.
Well, it's good to see the umpires paying a few free kicks to Lee Matthews, because he does this consistently, goes in for the ball, he cops a lot, and he doesn't seem to get his fair share of free kicks. But he's got this one wide of centre-half forward as Matthews comes in. The ball's offline, or is it coming back in? It's right back through, and it's another goal to Hawthorn. And there's a Hawthorn supporter in the member stand knocking on our box. Hawthorn 5-3-23, North Melbourne 33, that is. Let's have another check. Hawthorn 5-3-33, North Melbourne 2-2-14. We'll have to get rid of that Hawthorn supporter because he's certainly going to detract from the broadcast and keeps knocking on the box.
Well, this is a little bit of a steal away by Hawthorn, and we cast our minds back to those last two goals from free kicks, both of them.
Ball back in the centre with umpire Robinson. Walter on the ball. Oh, the bounce favours Walter this time. He gets the tap down. Knocked forward for North Melbourne by McCann, who's having a run. Comes to Boyce. Good shepherding McCann. Boyce centres the ball cleverly in towards full forward. Off hands, Brightus. Oh, he fumbled. He should have broken clear. He's got it again. He goes after it. He's held it too long. No, he paddles it back. Comes to Dippier Domenico. And the umpire's letting plenty go. It's kicked out wide. Schimmelbusch goes after it, but the boundary line's too close, and it bounces. And Arnold Brightus has a word or two to say to Ian Robinson.
Would you blame him?
Certainly not. 5-3-33 Hawthorn, 2-2-14 North Melbourne. Jaime and his Wallace, he's been starring for Hawthorn. A hand pass to Hendry. Hendry's kicked too far for Martello. Gregg up, couldn't hold the mark. Oh, they all fall over. Matthews, can he keep it in? He can't. Oh, Henshaw, Gregg both fell over, and Matthews couldn't get away. The boundary line was too close. It looked dangerous, Bruce Green, there for a moment, didn't it? 33-14, Hawthorn in front. 28 minutes gone, first term. There's the boundary throw in, McCann and Martello. Neither can get a decisive hit down. Huppets, he's starring too. Under pressure as he kicks the ball, it bounces over the line and out of bounds on the outer wing as Tuck was bearing down for Hawthorn. Time against McCann. Walter is in front. McCann goes up. It's tapped down. Ablett falls over. Tries to break clear. Play on's the call. Now it's mine, says Bill Della. And he'll bounce the ball. As the siren sounds for quarter time. And Hawthorn at quarter time are 5 goals, 3-33. Leading North Melbourne 2-2-14. The Hawks lead. So he bounces the ball. Here's Clark Hansen.
Hawthorn by 19 points. Mick Nolan gets the tap down. The ball running free in the middle of the pack. Russo burrowing in will get the free kick. He was the only one going, and it's Lee Matthews who's got it. He was the burrower. The long kick up to centre half forward. Sutton and Martello. Nobody can get it. It's punched out of the pack to Schimmelbusch. He's kicked a long one up into the centre half forward position. The pack fly. Nobody can mark it. Wallace is there. Chipping in nicely is Polkinghorne. He relieves for the Hawks, and a good mark to Schimmelbusch. A one-hander. He pulled it in. He elects to play on. Gets around Tuck. Decides to go for a run. Has a couple of bounces. Runs into the centre square. Kicks it to centre half forward. Baker's there. Payton's there. And Moore. A great mark, Kelvin Moore at centre half back.
Missed.
Moore, centre-half back, transfers play around the member side wing, looking for Hendry. Chipping in, though, is McCann to take the mark, and a good mark to Stephen McCann. McCann, member side wing, gives the hand pass across to Blight. His second kick now as he drives the ball to centre-half forward. The pack develops once again. They fly. Baker up. Nearly the mark. In fact, they would have played it.
And a whack across the chops into the bargain. Not a bad one, but the umpire saw it all.
Well, there were about 3 or 4 players in that pack, and Baker, coming from behind, got the front position and pulled in a magnificent mark.
I would have thought also, Clark, that perhaps Baker may have stolen that, and a little lucky, I felt, to be awarded it.
In a pack like that.
Baker 40 metres out from goal, North Melbourne. This will be the goal they'll need to get them back into this match as Baker shoots for goal, but it's off the side of his boot. A shocking kick and through for a behind. Hawthorn 5-3-33, North Melbourne 2-3-15, and we've played 2 minutes into the second term.
Doesn't throw the ball onto his boot to give you much confidence if you're a North Melbourne supporter, Doug, does he?
Certainly not.
Kelvin Moore, football somewhere there in the crowd behind the goals at the city or main scoreboard end. Hawthorn are 5-3-33, North Melbourne 2-3-15. Hawthorn leading by 3 straight goals. We've played for 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the second term.
Baker's the type of player that will kick 7 great goals or have a miserable day kicking a lot of behinds.
That's right. Kicked by Moore. Scott and Nolan run. Touch it quick before it goes over the line. Scotty grabs it. Schimmelbusch tackles him superbly. Ablett goes after it. Gets pushed in the back. Ablett will get the free kick at half-back on the outer side. And what a superb tackler and persisting player is Wayne Schimmelbusch. He grabs Scott there relentlessly. There's the kick, a beautiful kick by Ablett. Russo fumbles, recovers well his grab without the ball, goes after it. Gregg's leading in the race for the ball, plays it cleverly, still under pressure. All Hawthorn players backing up as Russo gets it, screws the ball back across the ground. Eade and Alves. Alves judged it well. He's taken the mark on the point of the square on the other side of the ground. That's the outer side from which wing he should be playing. This is Alves for North Melbourne. His kick is a shocker. Caught Puck by surprise. Good bit of shepherding by Russo as Puck kicks the ball up to himself. Grabbed by Ablett, who's had plenty of kicks. High, left foot in towards half forward. Hendry went up too soon. Good play here by Blight, dropping back. Fakes the hand pass, does it beautifully. Steps around Russo. Short kick to Melrose, opens up North Melbourne. He was off.
My jolly word, he was. But the umpire thought otherwise.
Di Domenico claimed him in a stride, and Melrose certainly had stepped over his mark and was going. There's the kick to the forward pocket. Payton, not paid. Brightus goes after it, grabs the football. Payton goes after him again. Polkinghorne gets it, throws it out towards Moore. Moore will steady. He doesn't make too many mistakes, never. And his kick is towards the boundary line, and Eade goes after it. It bounces 3 millimetres inside the line and is over for a throw-in at half-back on the members' side.
He's some cool cat, as Kelvin Moore.
He's been through it before, haven't we all? 33-15, Hawthorn lead in this second term. Scott and McCann grabbed by Knights, who kicks with his left boot to the wing. Hendry and Carlton jostling. Hendry uses his body well. Scouting here is Manane. A beautiful smother by Montgomery. And my word, Doug, the smothering off the boot by both sides, magnificent.
Agreed.
From the throw-in, Scott and Nolan. Scott gets the front position. Nobody can get the tap down. The ball running free. Cowan's got the chance. He's tackled by Tuck. Loses the run of the ball. Ells cleverly picks it up. Threads the hand pass to Tanner. Tanner in the centre of the ground. Puts it wide. Looking for Byrne. And Byrne marks. Too fast for Kelvin Moore. Takes off from centre forward. Has a shot for goal. But it's offline. No. Good mark to Payton. Judged that to a nicety to mark in defence for Hawthorn. Hawthorn defence doing an excellent job. Payton, last line of defence around the outer side. Moore's there. Nobody can mark it. Off the back of the pack as Moore taps it down to Ablett. Ablett back to Wallace. Wallace kicks it. He was under pressure from Schimmelbusch. Puts it wide. Henshaw racing for the ball in front of Russo. Henshaw gets to it first. He picks it up now. Threads the hand pass back towards Cowan. He overruns the ball. Nobody can pick it up. Coming in now is Martello. His kick's a shocker. The chance now for Benane. He's playing the ball in front of him. The long hand pass across to Matthews diagonally. Matthews in the centre square drives up to the full forward area. Moncrief and Glendenning. It's over the back of their heads. Where's it going? Through for a behind.
Look at that fumbling from North Melbourne just before that exchange. The score, Clark.
Well, 5 minutes have gone, second term. Hawthorn 5-4-34, North Melbourne 2-3-15.
Glendenning kicks into the outer side. Schimmelbusch, Ablett. Blight props for a free kick off hands. Tanner is leading the race for the ball. He gathers it in, throws it away. Can't control it. He gets bumped out of the way. Wallace is there. He is dispossessed. Ablett goes after it. It's out of bounds. For a throw-in on the outer wing. Hawthorn are 5-4-34. North Melbourne 2-3-15. 6 minutes gone, second term in the grand final. Scott and Nolan. Nolan cleverly gets it down, and he got interfered with by Scott. Bronx cheer from the North Melbourne supporters. Free kick to the galloping Gaston to Michael Nolan. Outer wing, kicks the ball. Polkinghorne a chance, and he takes the clever mark at half-back. He plays on with his awkward kicking style. It's a shocker. Nolan, make a name for yourself, and he marks on his chest on the outer wing, from whence he had that last kick.
Normie Goss warming up for Hawthorn.
As is McCarthy. There's the kick by Nolan. It's falling a little short. More over the back. In front with a Blight, it looked like. Should have been paid. Tuck grabbed it, threw it away. Good decision. He was well tackled. And Michael Tuck penalised. There'll be a free kick to John Byrne for North Melbourne. Why did he play on after he took that last mark? We'll never know. There's the kick by Byrne up towards full forward. Payton's in front of Baker. Baker's taken the mark. Had his name over that one.
Well, he's been looking all the afternoon as if he would take marks. He hasn't been able to hold them, but that was a grand mark from Baker from behind the pack.
And that's how he likes to fly, Doug.
20 metres out.
Payton's done the job so far. Baker comes in. That's a better looking kick. The goal umpire hasn't moved. It's right through the centre. Baker's first goal. North Melbourne's third. And it's 3-3-21 North Melbourne. trailing Hawthorn, who are 5-4-34. Hawthorn lead by 13 points. 7 minutes gone, second term, and there are plenty of comedians at the MCG today.
Yes, and there's plenty of plugging going on too in this football match by both sides at the start of this quarter. And Baker snaked that one through. That's a shocking nickname to give a football, isn't it? Snake. Yeah. My word, Phil, that was good play.
Tell you what, Doug, the way he untwines himself when he goes for that ball, he just looks like a snake coming out of a basket. Hawthorn 5-4-34, North Melbourne 3-3-21. Bill Della bounces the ball that will favour Scott. Scott gets the tap down, should have got a free kick, comes to Russo, hasn't had a particularly good first half of the game, but Russo will get the free kick. No, he won't, it's going to be bounced.
Free kicks are very difficult to earn today, hard to get.
There's the bounce. Yeah, that's a good bounce now. Scott comes in with Nolan. Nolan gets the tap, and he's doing it well. He tries to take the ball again. Comes down to Wallace. His kick out of the centre to Hendry, who's got a fit of the fumbles. He's lost form, but it comes to Martello. Martello up into the full forward area. Moncrief and Glendenning. Glendenning behind the mark. Moncrief taps it away from him, but it's been paid. The mark has been paid to Glendenning. Glendenning in the last line of defence, now playing Moncrief from the front, and that's the way to play this fellow. Glendenning in last line of defence, a beautiful punt kick around the outer side. Tanner and Wallace. Tanner punches the ball away from Wallace. It's all North Melbourne at the moment, trying to break clear. Hawthorn in the middle of the pack will get the free kick, and it's Russo. Peter Russo, outer side of the ground, but between the centre and outer side wing, will put Hawthorn into attack. What's he going to do? There are no leads forthcoming. Matthews comes out, so too does Walter, but it's off the pack. Comes down to Henshaw. He's as cool as you like. Puts the ball across the face of the ground looking for Elves. He's spoiled by Eade. Elves falls over. Eade runs in and has a shot for goal, and he's put it through. Well, Elves fell over at the crucial moment. Eade capitalised on the mistake. There was nobody within Cooey. He ran in, steadied, and put it right through the middle for Hawthorn's sixth goal and his first. Hawthorn 6-4-40, leading North Melbourne 3-3-21.
It was a risky pass, wasn't it, to get to Elves? I feel that the defending side of the ground on that occasion should have been the outer side, and Glendenning, of course, didn't elect to do that. He took the dangerous step of directing it to the Mendes side. And Eade, I think, youthful experience, the youth of Eade, won out on that exchange with Elves.
Beautiful bounce by Della. Walter up with great spring, taps the ball down. It's grabbed by Montgomery, who's put under pressure. He's kicked towards half forward. Dipier Domenico, he's playing 95% above himself, and with a ball burster, he's put it back to centre half forward, off the hands of the pack. Oh, Hendry, he has really got the fumbles, but Martello grabs it, Scragg, still got it, going after it. My word, the big fellow found plenty of pace there, but John Hendry, he is fumbling badly.
Hendry tried to run when he didn't have the ball, didn't he?
Before he got it. He went off before acceptances, Clark, and there'll be a bounce by Ian Robinson, forward pocket for Hawthorn at the Richmond end of the ground as Martello goes up, puts the big fist. Hendry this time went for a hand pass, lost it. Martello goes in pretty strongly. Huppets has got it. He runs into plenty of trouble. His hand pass is grabbed by Henshaw, and luck is a fortune to half back on the member side. Eade and Elves.
Elves gone.
Muscle, grabbed by Eade. He'll go for a short pass to Tuck, and he's marked. And Elves is in plenty of trouble.
Cramp, perhaps.
Tuck.
Casson quickly off with the dressing gown.
Half forward flank. Grandstand side. Superb long kick. The player's having a bit of trouble with the sun. Scott is there, and he's marked. It's been paid. Had his name all over it, and he puts both hands in the air. Don Scott, do that after you kick a goal, son, not after you've taken the mark. He is 5 metres out from goal on a 75-degree angle as Stanley Elves limps onto the bench. Casson is on, and Smith is warming up for North Melbourne. Scott on an impossible angle, but he can creep around a little to decrease that angle, but Henshaw comes out the stand, the required 10 metres from the line. Here's Scott, the Hawthorn skipper, right in the forward pocket, coming in. A shot for goal, he's put it through. That's his second, and Hawthorn go to 7-4-46, leading North Melbourne 3 goals, 3-21 at the 10-minute mark of the second term in the grand final.
Goss on, Russo off.
Casson on, or is he? No, they're having a change of mind, the North Melbourne bench. Casson's coming off, and Robert Smith is about to go on. Doug Smith, rather.
Scoreboard, Hawthorn 7-4-46, North Melbourne 3-3-21, 11 minutes gone, second term as Smith comes out onto the ground to interchange for North Melbourne. He's picked up Eade, that's a strange one. Smith against Eade. Smith plays as a ruckman normally, although he has plenty of pace. for a big fellow, that is. But whether he's got enough pace to keep with Eads, another matter.
Well, there's a little bit of worry, I think, in the North Melbourne camp at this stage because they're not playing well and Hawthorn are doing it, as a lot would have expected, in excellent manner. Scott with 2 goals, and of course Moncrief have been grand players for them.
Nolan and Walters in the ruck. Nolan gets the tap down, nobody in particular. Goss picks it up as he forces his way through the pack, but playing the ball brilliantly in front of him is Montgomery, and Montgomery was grabbed when he didn't have the football, and Montgomery will get the free kick, point of the centre square. He immediately sees the lead from Smith. He takes the mark. That was a good pass by Montgomery, who was North Melbourne's best last week. Smith immediately plays on. The long kick up into the half-forward line. Knight's up before acceptances, and waiting down behind was Boyce to take the easiest of marks on his chest. Bridus is by himself in the forward pocket. Boyce saw him, but has decided to go round his opponent in Polkinghorn. The long hand pass to Byrne at centre half forward. Dangerous for the Hawks as Byrne has a snapshot for goal. What's he done? He's put it through for a behind. Well, that looked very dangerous, Doug. That was good play then by Boyce, particularly.
I've seen too much of North Melbourne, showing a little too much silly exuberance because they're blowing opportunities, and I felt that was a grand opportunity blown. The end of this grand final, it would appear, to Stanley Alves, is it?
Not yet. He's going towards the dressing room now. I'm sure he'll be back after half-time as Moore kicks in. Oh, they're scragging Knights. There's no free kick that they can run. And that's Eade. He's got the pace. He's had a bounce. He runs up and he goes for a pass towards Matthews, but Carlton's there to intercept, and he's taken the mark and he's giving Henry plenty of stick. He kicks it wide, Schimmelbusch and Ablett, and he pushed him right in the middle of the back, Jeffrey Ablett. You were caught, and there's a free kick to Schimmelbusch on the outer wing. Not one out right in front of the umpire. 7-4-46 Hawthorn, 3-4-22 North Melbourne. 13 minutes gone, second term. The Hawks lead by 4 goals. Big Walter's got a chance here. Neither could take mark. Boyce reads the pack, left foot snap, the goal, and he's put it through.
Beautiful football, son. With the left foot, nonchalant. Beautifully done, Morris Boyce, and this is the second time that we've seen a similar approach at shooting for goal by Boyce. We saw it last week when he screwed through from a difficult angle, a beautiful goal, and that was perfection football from that player.
Hawthorn is 7-4-46 North Melbourne, 4-4-28, 13 and a half minutes gone, 14 minutes gone in the second term.
VFL Grand Final on ZRNT and Regional.
Had his little turn on the ball. Casson limbering up on the interchange. There's the bounce, favours Nolan, but Scott's quicker. Gets the two-handed tap towards Henry right through his hands. He's having a shocking day. Picked up by Tanner for North Melbourne. He drives the ball forward looking for Bridus. Nearly a good one-handed mark to that player. Wold's got the ball for Hawthorn. He's playing it along in front of him. He was grabbed by Hubbards when he didn't have the ball, and the free kick going to Wold to Wold on the half-back flank right in front of the members' stand. The kick by De Wold, not a very good one. Munane's there, off the hands of the pack. Nobody can pick it up. Coming through is Tuck. He falls over, tries to get the ball out to Wallace, and look at that little fellow very into the pack, and he's got the free kick too. Immediately plays on. Who's he looking for? Ablett. Schimmelbusch is in front of him. Coming over the back was Sutton, and Schimmelbusch takes the magnificent mark. Immediately plays on, but doesn't look to where he's kicking. Wallace Nelly, the mark wasn't paid. He was pushed in the back, picked up by Tanner, who's got plenty of time to spear the ball into the forward pocket, looking for Baker, and a great mark. Phil Baker.
Oh, Phil Wakeap. I say that because the 2 North Melbourne players made delightful, lonely leads, and they were ignored, and Baker's on a very tricky angle.
Phil Baker right in front of the members' stand, shoots for goal. Is it swinging back in? We'll wait on it. No, it's not. It's through for a behind. That's Phil's second behind. He's kicked 1 goal, 2. And now Hawthorn now leads 7-4-46. North Melbourne 4-5-29. Kelvin Moore to kick out. He's been minding Blight, but he kicks around to the outer side wing, and there's Schimmelbusch all by himself, accepts the kick out, a beautiful mark, and Schimmelbusch will put North Melbourne back into attack. The long kick, it's dropping short. Bridus is there, Baker over the top, couldn't pull in the mark, off the hands of the pack. Scouting it well was Tuck for Hawthorn. He's kicked back towards the centre of the ground. Henshaw's there, could have been paid the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Kicked, smothered. Henry tries to kick it, punched out of the pack again, coming towards Henry. He's under pressure from Carlton. Carlton gets the front position cleverly. He's playing along in front of him. Boyes is there, but it's over the boundary line for a throw-in, outer side wing. Well, I would have paid the mark there, Doug.
Oh, well, let's get on with the business, Clark.
Martello and Nolan. Nolan cleverly taps it out into the open spaces for the speeds to Schimmelbusch, but he's grabbed by Martello. Keeps playing, picked up by Blight. A long kick to centre half forward. Scott's there, Byrne punched out of the pack by Moore. He finds De Wold. De Wold's kick is smothered by a North Melbourne player. It's Blight. And Blight is really hanging on to his face there. He's in tremendous pain as that ball then hit him in the face. So it must have been a good smother. There's the throw-in. Scott gets the tap down, finds Lee Matthews. Good ruck work. But where's the Hawthorn centre men? Because they're not there. Picked up by Montgomery. His kick along the ground finds Scott. Scott runs off, kicks it around the outer side wing. Big Mick Nolan lumbers after the ball. Little bounce favours him. The hand pass will come back to Greg, but the boundary line was too close, and the ball's over the line for a throw-in outer side wing.
Don't we use the word pressure? We're seeing plenty of it, certainly, in this match.
17 minutes gone, second term. 46-29, Hawthorn in front. Ball comes out of the pack towards Manane. He cleverly gets round Montgomery, still playing it in front of him. Now it's a chance for Schimmelbusch, who's setting North Melbourne going again. Knocked on cleverly by Boyce, but comes down towards Moore. For Hawthorn, he grabs the ball and he kicks it back towards the outer wing. It's all North Melbourne. Schimmelbusch couldn't hold the mark. Hand pass from Nolan. Gives it across to Blight. Blight in towards centre half forward. Brightus couldn't hold the mark off hands. Boyce with the right foot in towards an open goal. Out of bounds on the full. No, behind. And North Melbourne go to 4 goals, 6-30. Trailing Hawthorn 7-4-46. The Hawks lead by 16 points. 18 minutes into this second term as Knights kicks in towards the members' side. Eade up high, couldn't hold the mark. Got support from Scott, who ducks his head. He plays it on and then knocks the ball over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Half back and wing for a throw-in, grandstand side.
No comment.
Nolan and Scott. Grabbed by Scott, comes off the hands towards Tuck, who with one hand being held gets a short distance kick into the centre. Ablett can grab it and run. Oh, he fumbles, but Matthews backs him up. Matthews steps around Schimmelbusch cleverly, straightens up, wobbles one up towards centre half forward. Moncrief's a chance, but leading in the race for the ball now is Smith, who's dropped back in defence for North Melbourne. He's gathered, has a bounce, gets it across to Glendinning with good play. Glendinning with the left boot plays it round that outer wing. Ablett and Schimmelbusch streaming after it. The bounce favours Schimmelbusch. He breaks the tackle. Yes, he's away this time. Ablett. Oh, he screws it back in towards Matthews in the centre. Matthews draws a player to Polkinghorn. Across to Walter. Walter's got a chance. Half forward, outer side as Greg puts him under pressure. That word again. And Carlton's in front of Henry. And he's marked at centre half back and he's killing him.
He's been doing a great job, Carlton. He's the most certain player in the North Melbourne side.
He gets a hand pass to Blight. It wasn't good, but he's away. Back towards the wing. Eade in front of Casson. Takes the mark. And he gets a little bit of a dust-up. Eade, he's proving a handful. Long kick in towards full forward, all North Melbourne. And the mark taken by the mercurial Greg at centre half back. Short pass across to Melrose, who's been quiet this term. Melrose towards the wing. They're leaping, punched away from Byrne, but it comes down to Casson. Casson with the left boot, always a chance for North Melbourne. Boyce, but chipping in is Knights, grabbed by that player Moore, whose kick under pressure dribbles to Tuck. Tuck fakes the hand pass, will kick with the left boot, and he should find Eade, who will mark on the members' wing. He does. They're calling for it in the centre. Wallace, that is. No, it's Matthews as Nolan comes at him. Matthews marks, plays on. He's slipping himself now. Right into full forward. Chance for Moncrief. Glendinning in front, and he's marked magnificently. And Moncrief get in front. As you played him in that first term, a 15-metre penalty. 46-30, 20 minutes gone, second term. And Moncrief should get in front, Doug Bigelow.
Tell us more about the great mark by Glendinning.
It was magnificent.
Kick by Glendinning around the outer side wing, member side wing, I should say, marked by Casson. The hand pass across to Melrose. Melrose went to take off. He was grabbed by DeWald. Oh, holding the man, says the umpire. Melrose the free kick. Melrose transfers play towards centre forward. Brightus comes in, unopposed, couldn't mark it. Deepa Domenico is grabbed too high, and Deepa Domenico will get the free kick. He and Brightus having a little hug.
Feels no pain, does Deepa Domenico.
Oh, does he ever. Strong as the Rock of Gibraltar. Immediately plays on, puts the ball in the Ablett direction. Schimmelbusch couldn't mark it. Schimmelbusch got the better recovery, breaks clear of the centre, will put North Melbourne into attack. A wonky-looking kick. Coming out is Payton. The ball eludes him, though. He traps it on the second time. He's grabbed by Sutton. A ball comes out to Polkinghorn. He's a steady half-back flanker, but his kick's a shocker, and Big Mick Nolan marks. Mick Nolan, he's played well for North Melbourne too. He puts the ball wide on the member side wing. Plenty of players there, and they're all North Melbourne because Brightus accepts the easiest of marks. Deepa Domenico refuses to pick it up. He does now and gives it to Brightus. Brightus, the hand pass to Keith Gregg. Back to Brightus. Bridus goes one way, then the other, fakes the hand pass, gets around Dipper Domenico, who nearly tripped him up. Now he gets the hand pass to Greg, but Greg's going to run into Tuck. He's in all sorts of trouble. What's the mercurial Greg? Is he going to get out of it? He's in heaps of trouble, and he's had it too long, dropping the ball, and the free kick going to Tuck. Immediately plays on, threads the hand pass to Matthews, puts it wide, looking for Martello. He couldn't hold the mark. Carlton, grand in defence, playing the ball along in front of him, under pressure from Manane. Carlton comes through. He's met by Matthews. Now it's Cassin's turn. He's going to pick it up and kick the ball to centre half forward. Up goes Walter, punches it away, finds Dipper Domenico. He falls over, and while he falls over, loses the run of the ball. Picked up by John Byrne, Baker, and Peyton. Baker behind marks.
15 metres it was worth, but he missed Peyton trying to get the ball away. Too late from Baker. But Baker's only about 15 metres out and almost directly in front. North Melbourne a little lucky after all those opportunities that they blew because of stupid play. The kick.
And Baker has put it through for his second goal. Phil Baker's now kicked 2 goals 2 of North Melbourne's 5 goals 6. Hawthorn 7-4 46. North Melbourne 5-6 36. And Baker's the man to watch. Baker and Bridus, the 2 men on that North Melbourne forward line. 10 points the difference Hawthorn's way.
Let's check the score in Adelaide. Sturt 5-9-39, lead Norwood 1-5-11. That's the score in Adelaide.
And the football at times, a little late returning to the ground. A lot of people are reluctant to give it up.
Bill Della has it. Hawthorn 46, North Melbourne 36. 10 points the difference. We're about to go. There's the bounce. Walter and Nolan. Grabbed by John Byrne. His kick smothered by Knights. Grabbed by Tuck. Pops the ball out in front of Manane. Couldn't take the mark on his fingertips. Montgomery paddles it along in front of him. He gets a beautiful hand pass to Cassin. Knights goes after him. There's the ball kicked up towards half forward. It's bouncing all over the pack. Grabbed by Boyce. And he's found Baker in the goal square. He runs in and kicks his third.
He's telling Peyton all about it. Don't leave me alone, son, or I'll give you a taste of the business. And Peyton is a little embarrassed. He should be. Baker didn't have to tell him all about it. That's Baker's 3rd goal.
All in this term.
And instigated by the brilliant Boyce. Hawthorn 7-4 46, North Melbourne 6-6 42. Hawthorn lead by 4 points. They've got to move Knights back there. Would you say, Doug Bigelow?
I would suggest that.
Ball back in the centre with Bill Della, and the Hawks lead by only 4 points. We've played 24 minutes in the second term of the grand final.
Sutton's no slouch, so at centre half forward. He's a good player to be watched.
Nolan gets the tap down, grabbed by Melrose. He throws the ball away, and he'll be penalised for doing exactly that. And Goss has the free kick for Hawthorn right in the centre of the ground.
Hawthorn led by 19 points at quarter time. Now the deficit, or they only lead now by 4 points. The drop punt kick by Goss, a long one, looking for Moncrief. Punched away from him. Behind the pack was Carlton. Picks it up, gives the hand pass to Henshaw. Across to John Byrne. Pretty football out of the fence, looking for Schimmelbusch, who takes the mark in front of Ablett.
My word, he's giving Ablett a little bit of curry in this quarter, isn't he?
Ablett, the hand pass to Smith. Smith takes off, has a run. Look at the big fellow go. Threads his way through the centre, the long kick. It'll be Baker and Bridus. They've spoiled each other. Silly play North Melbourne as the Hawthorn defenders descend upon the ball. And that was a big let-off for Hawthorn then.
I think they did spoil one another, Clark. I think Bridus had every opportunity to have marked, and he wasn't interfered with by Baker at all. I think anyone, they could have tossed the coin.
There's the bounce. Baker goes up in the ruck against Walter. Nobody can get the tap down. It comes out to Boyce. He goes one way, threads the hand pass to Sutton. North Melbourne looking good at the moment. He dropped the ball, and what is umpire Della going to do? He's going to play the free kick against Boyce, and it's going to Dipper Domenico at the true centre half-back position. 25 minutes gone in the second quarter, and we've got a great grand final at the MCG. Dipper Domenico gives it across to Goss. Goss in turn across to DeWald. He's going to go for a run. The long hand pass to Eade. Hawthorn now trying to open up play. The long kick looking for Hendry. Carlton's behind him, and Carlton's got the better set off his hands. Martello off his boot. Martello backs up, tries to pick it up. He's got to beat Huppets and also Gregg, but he's fighting on well. Huppets pulls the ball in, grabs it, says it's my footy, but not for long, says Ian Robinson, as he comes in and says, I'm going to bounce it. Between the wing and half-forward line for Hawthorn, they're leading by 4 points, time on period in the second term. It's Scott and Nolan. Nolan cleverly down, trying to find Huppets. He couldn't trap the ball. He's got the football now. He was caught with it. He wouldn't let it go, and the free kick going to Don Scott. And Scotty's telling all his players to get up there on the forward line. Let's show some fight. He's directing traffic as if it's like Burke Street at 5 o'clock Friday. One dropping short. Who's there? Martello's there. Nolan was in front. Henshaw, the ever-reliable one, has a kick, but it's going to find Scott, and Scott takes the mark and cops one from Casson, who arrived late on the scene. But I don't think that it stopped Don Scott, as he's got another kick. And let's see what he can do with this one. Hawthorn leading by 4 points. Scott comes in. Oh, it's off the side of the boot into the forward pocket. Up goes Martello. Punched away from him by Gregg. Was good play for a throw-in 30 metres around from the behind post.
There by Huppets. He kicked back in towards the centre. Tuck couldn't take the mark. Coming through his Polkinghorn, but he lost the run of the ball. Grabbed by Boyce. He's killing them. Right up towards full forward. Baker's got the right again. And he's caught another.
Oh, is he electrifying this crowd?
Unbelievable.
Well, he was in the mood right from the word go, I thought, Graham. I think we mentioned before the time that he wasn't hanging on it.
Baker comes in to try and kick his fourth. He has. And North Melbourne are in front for the first time in the match. Baker, 4 goals, all in this second term, as North Melbourne go to 7-6-48. Hawthorn 7-4-46. And it's Boyce from his half-forward flank feeding Baker, Doug Bigelow. You'd be happy, Boyce, a former Essendon lad.
Yes, I am. I'm happy. I'm a little unhappy that he's left Essendon, of course, but he's had his football develop at North Melbourne, and he's been a most effective player.
Hawthorn runner. Speedy out onto the ground.
Normie Lord.
Change could be made. There's the bounce. Scott and Nolan. Knocked away by Ablett. Flicked across by Manane to Tuck. Tuck steps around Byrne, runs to the point of the centre square towards full forward. Glendinning in the box seat though. He's killing Moncrief in this quarter. Grabs the ball, bursts away, puts it onto the members' wing. Brightest leading Di Domenico. The ball bouncing free. My word, Di Domenico's playing his heart out. Brightest tries to gather. He was legged. Picked up by Melrose, who tries to screw the ball back. He does. Knights leads in the race for the ball. Taps it down towards DeWald. DeWald close to the boundary line. Gets a push in the middle of the back. But it's over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in as Scott comes charging into contest against Nolan. North Melbourne 48, Hawthorn 46. Hits the Kangaroos by 2 points, and it's almost half-time in the grand final. Scott and Nolan. Scott gets the tap down, but who to? Huppets. He gets a hand pass out. There's a chance for Tanner. Tanner to the half forward, a long left foot shot towards goal. Across the face and a behind as Moore is back there on Baker, and Payton is guarding Blight and Byrne, the resting Ruck Rovers. 49-46, the Kangaroos lead by 3 points.
Kelvin Moore to kick out. Will go around the outer side. A beautiful drop punt kicks right to where Schimmelbusch is, but coming in as Knights, punched away from him. Scrambly play. The bounce favours Sutton, but it comes back now to Schimmelbusch, the speedster, up on the half-forward flank. He has a bounce, breaks clear and has a shot for goal. What's he done? He's put it through. No, it's across the face of the goal, through for a behind. Well, explosive pace there by Wayne Schimmelbusch from that wing. And North Melbourne have certainly put their game together in this second quarter. North Melbourne 7-8-50, leading Hawthorn 7-4-46. The difference 4 points. 29 minutes have elapsed in the second term as Kelvin Moore prepares to kick out.
Moore going to favour the outer side. Scott and Nolan on the grandstand side. He's looking for Knights. Also there is Tuck and Payton. Knights couldn't hold the mark, but he'll get a free kick for a pull across the shoulder. Knights. Martello up, fished the ball away from Carlton. Close to the line. Ablett doesn't bother. And he drives the ball in towards centre half forward. Di Domenico, and he's taken the mark. And my word, he's playing a fine game for Hawthorn. A long hand pass to Tuck, who's right in the centre circle. Tuck runs his full measure and drives the ball back towards full forward. The Hawks need a goal before half-time. Oh, Glendinning, a magnificent mark. 2 bites of the cherry, and he's marked at full-back for the Kangaroos.
I think he attempted a punch.
Half-time in the grand final. North Melbourne 7-8-50. Hawthorn 7 goals, 4-46. The Kangaroos lead by 4 points in the grand final of 1978. There's 7 ball from Ian Robinson, and again it's a skew whip bounce. John Byrne gets it down. Nolan Robe. Scott grabs it. He's under a lot of pressure. Schimmelbusch goes after it. Schimmelbusch didn't have the football when he's grabbed by Scott, and Schimmelbusch has got the free between the centre and centre half back for North Melbourne. Schimmelbusch kicks the ball long. Beautiful kick towards centre-half forward. Baker was in front that time. They took him underneath the ball. Brighter scouts well. Di Domenico grabs hold of him. Still goes after the ball on hands and knees. He's burrowing for it, and he gets a long hand pass out towards Eade, who's dispossessed. Cassin's grabbed it. Too long is the call. Good tackle by Eade, and he's got the free kick for Hawthorn at half-back on the outer side.
Rodney Eade gets the lead further afield from captain Don Scott, who accepts the mark in the true centre half-back position. He's going to transfer play across the centre of the ground. No, he's not. He decides to get round his opponent and kick it in towards the middle of the ground. Schimmelbusch is there. A strong mark, and by gee, hasn't this little fellow got a good pair of hands when he gets his hands to the ball. He takes off. Ablett chases him, but it's back onto the half-forward line. Baker and more. Baker up. Couldn't quite hold it. Off the hands of the pack to Hubbard's. He couldn't pick it up, but he's been legged, and he'll get the free kick.
Good decision. Baker's hurt. Clark is writhing in agony on the ground at centre half forward as 3-4 North Melbourne trainers rush to his aid.
Including John Byrne. He's come up to see how the star full forward for North Melbourne is faring. As Graham Dawson told you, he's writhing in agony on the ground at centre half forward, but meanwhile it's Ray Hubbarts with the free kick just wide of centre half forward. Ali de Wolde on the mark. And North Melbourne leading by 4 points. Hubbarts comes in now, the drop punt kick. It looks pretty good off the boot. In fact, it's right through the middle, and that's his second goal. He kicked one in the first term, and now he's kicked one in the third. He's been a great little rover, probably the best rover on the ground, and that's 2 goals to Ray Hubbarts. And North Melbourne go to a 10 points lead. North Melbourne 8-8-56, Hawthorn 7-4-46.
He's doing some limbering up exercises, Baker. Apparently he hurt his hip when he hit the ground rather heavily, but that was a vital goal for North Melbourne, kicked from the boot of Ray Hubbarts. No doubt will give them plenty of heart to go on from there.
There's the bounce of the ball. Scott and Nolan, neither could break away. Melrose picks it up. His kick nearly knocks Schimmelbusch over. Kicked off the ground by Tanner towards centre half forward. Polkinghorn picks it up. His high left foot kick is towards the wing. Hendry's in front of Carlton. Beautiful fist away by Carlton. Byrne scouting well. He runs to half forward. Long bombing towards full forward. Moore is there, and he's marked right on the line. Not paid.
Ray and Mark touched through, I think, will be the decision.
How would that mark affect?
I would have given that to Moore, Graham.
Unbelievable. It's a behind to North Melbourne. They go to 8-9-57. Hawthorn are 7-4-46. The Kangaroos by 11 points. The kicking towards the centre. Melrose kicked the air, grabbed by Cassin. Has he lifted his game? He drives it in towards centre half forward. Scott and Nolan fisted away by Scott down to Wallace. Wallace screws the ball in towards centre half forward. Martello's in front of Gregg. He fists it on. Cassin goes after it. My word, he's playing well. He gets the hand pass to his captain, Gregg. Gregg a long hand pass to Melrose, who's on the members' wing. He fumbles, spins back onto his right boot, gives a long hand pass, but it's grabbed or punched forward by Martello tonight so he can run. Go, son. Shepherd by Matthews towards full forward. Free kick, no, not played as Glendinning comes out. Chance for young Russo, a blind turn, left foot snap goes straight up in the air, and John Byrne says thank you very much, but he drops the mark. He has momentum up and magnificent balance, and he gets the long hand pass to Smith. Smith will run around Tuck. No, he's been brought down. Didn't have the ball as he bounced it before he was tackled. Tuck said, what about dropping it? Free kick to Smith.
Myrtleford player, ex-player. My word, he's played well, Smith.
57-46, North Melbourne in front. The kick towards half forward, Scott and Nolan, but it's marked by Sutton as they tried to fist it away, and Sutton wide of centre half forward goes for a short pass. Brightus. Ball bounces, he's gathered, he's bobbing and weaving, hand passing towards Tanner, who's pushed off balance, but he has recovery, centres the ball. Baker will mark. No, he drops it, and Huppert's interfered with him, and Baker says, Ray, what are you doing flying? I'm the leaper, you stay down.
Golden opportunity wasted.
8-10-58 North Melbourne, 7-4-46 Hawthorn, 2 goals the difference in favour of North Melbourne. 5 minutes gone, third term.
Well, in the first part of this third term, 5 minutes have elapsed, and North Melbourne looking good. There's the kick from Kelvin Moore, looking for Tuck. Behind him was John Byrne claiming the mark, but Tuck will be paid the mark. He's on the outer side wing, gets the lead from Polkinghorn. Polkinghorn takes the mark, plays on, kicks it to centre half forward, but there's nobody there for Hawthorn. Marked by Keith Gregg. He's played a great game for the Kangaroos, Keith Gregg. On Martello, Gregg round the outer side flank. Kick not a very good one. Scott comes in front of Nolan, takes the mark, gets the hand pass to Manane, back to Matthews. Matthews puts it in towards Ablett. Ablett can keep running, can fist it forward, comes to Moncrief, but a lot of troubles here for Hawthorn as Glendinning went to get the ball and was grabbed by Moncrief when he didn't have it. And Glendinning saves for the Kangaroos. He gets the hand pass to Gregg, who just gets around Walter. The hand pass in turn to Smith. Smith around the member side flank looking for Sutton. Sutton couldn't mark it. He falls over, plays tunnel ball, pushes it between his legs looking for Casson, but Eade carries it over the line and out of bounds. A push in the back to Eade. Eade, the free kick, immediately plays on. Sends the ball infield to Matthews. Matthews steadies, goes back. The long kick to centre half forward. No, Walter up one hand, it's over the back. Smith has the chance now as he runs in, running around the boundary line. I thought the ball was out. He was out, but he kept it in according to the umpire. Smith picks it up, looking for a pass to Schimmelbusch, but Ablett's in the way to mark. Half forward flank right in front of the members' stand. North Melbourne leading by 12 points. As Ablett comes in on the half-forward flank, the long kick, it's dropping short. Moncrief coming in from behind. The pack fly, it's off the pack. Nolan roving like a little nippy rover, picks it up and has a kick around the outer side flank, but the ball bounces. No, it's out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to Wallace. Wallace on the half-forward flank for Hawthorn. Hawthorn badly need a goal to get back into this match. Wallace comes in now. The drop punt kick, it's a long one. It's going to land in the goal square. Walter up. Behind him was Smith to Martello, who shoots for goal. And he's put it through. So the difference now 6 points in favour of North Melbourne. North Melbourne are 8-10-58. Hawthorn are 8-4-52. Doug Bigelow.
A miraculous goal, wasn't it, by Martello, who scouted the pack like a rover. He anticipated it beautifully, gathered, and he was going at a fairly large rate of knots, and it was good play by that fellow to be able to get his boot to ball and hook it back for a good goal to Hawthorn. They needed it.
You're listening to the VFL Grand Final on ZR Hobart, NT Launceston and Tasmanian Regionals.
Hand a ball. Matthews has his head pulled right off, and he's got the free kick in the centre circle for Hawthorn. Matthews doing a lot of play, just hovering around that centre area. Goes for a short pass. He's found a teammate in Wallace on the point of the centre square. Hawthorn going into attack. Wallace for Hawthorn with Nolan on the mark. Not a good kick. It's falling short. Scott is there, flying. Off hands to Martello again. He gets a shove from his own player in Scott. Dribble kick forward. Grabbed by Glendinning. Beautiful hand pass to Henshaw. Another beautiful hand pass out to Montgomery. That's vintage North Melbourne. He couldn't run around Manane, though. Puts him under pressure. Here's a chance for Di Domenico. Hand pass at Sun. No, he goes for a kick. And it's all North Melbourne. But roving again is Big Martello. And from centre half forward, he has a long bomb. He's offline. A behind kick by Big Al as Hawthorn go to 8-5-53, trailing North Melbourne 8-10-58. Glendinning, a short pass to Henshaw, who takes it on the half volley. He fumbles close to the boundary line, and it was over.
It's out of bounds. Throw in.
Play. It's only 10 metres from the behind post, and this gives Hawthorn a chance to move back. Well, they are deep into attack as Scott and Nolan contest this boundary throw-in. Over the back of the packet comes out to Tuck. Tuck screws it in towards full forward. They throw themselves. The ball's bouncing free, and it will trickle over the line in the right forward pocket this time, about 8 metres from the behind post. Hawthorn 8-5-53. North Melbourne are 8-10-58. 5 points in favour of the Kangaroos.
The throw-in. Martello there with Nolan. No, it's Scott that gets the tap down towards Glendinning, who falls over. The chance for Matthews to have a shot for goal. He's twisting and turning, and he puts it through. A goal, a miraculous goal to Lee Matthews.
You don't keep them down for very long, good players, do you? Quiet in the first half, but both he and Martello have figured very prominently in this third quarter. The second goal to Matthews, so it's a sound contribution from the little bloke, but not a lot of kicks from that player.
Hawthorn now a point in front. Hawthorn 9-5-59. North Melbourne are 8-10-58, and we've played 9 minutes into the third term.
We're going to see some tense football, I feel, in this quarter. And
well,
why
that
not?
goal was badly needed by Hawthorn. This may give them more confidence to come back. Walter in the centre. square to do battle with Mick Nolan. Scott hasn't done much of the ruck work. The bounce favours Walter, who gets the tap down, but Nolan gets to the second bite. Coming through is Didier Domenico, who's played courageously on the half-back flank. The ball on the half-forward line for Hawthorn, off the hands of Scott. Comes down towards Eade, but Smith showing plenty of persistence. He can't control it. Comes to Scott, the long hand pass to Martello. He can give it to Ablett, or is it Hendry? Hendry from centre half forward, playing like a player out of form. A quick kick, a hurried kick, in fact a nervous kick through for a behind. The difference now 2 points. Hawthorn 9-6-60, North Melbourne 8-10-58.
Glendinning kicks out to the vacant outer wing, and Wallace is there to mark in front of Tanner, playing a very good game. Goes for a short pass to Hendry. He'll mark. Could nearly have played on. He saw Carlton bearing down. Now he kicks in towards full forward. Moncrief couldn't take the mark. Fumbles, and the ball dribbles across the line and out of bounds, 15 metres from the behind post, left forward pocket for Hawthorn. And all 4 wingmen on the members' side of the ground, Eden, Casson, Ablett and Schimmelbusch. It's the tactics of this game. There's Nolan and Scott as Matthews comes in from behind. Big Martello, right foot snap towards goal, and he got it. He hasn't. Behind. And the big fellow slipped himself in this third term as Hawthorn go to 9-7-61. Leading North Melbourne 8-10-58. 3 points the difference as Glendinning kicks in again to that outer side. Huppets has got a chance. Fisted away by Wallace to Martello. Martello a hand pass to Russo. Oh, he fumbles. My word, the grand finals affect them, don't they, with those nerves, Doug Bigelow? In a home-and-home match, that was a clean break and he was on his way. Grand final, he fumbled and it's over the line for a throw-in. Half-forward flank outer side.
I don't think he had a chance to fumble, really. He never got his hands close enough to the ball, Graham.
Brightus off. McCann on, Dipier Domenico followed him right to the boundary line. From the throw-in, it's grabbed by Gregg. Back towards the wing, Walter could take the mark. He drops it, plays on. Got a few players calling for it. One of them is Eade. The hand pass is too far for him, but he's got it across to Dipier Domenico. He'll boot the ball deep into attack. Scott is there. Matthews, a magnificent mark. Oh, the little fellow flying in front of the pack with the strongest hands, and he's marked 20 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle, and Bruce Green and I both will have no fingernails left at the end of the day. In comes Matthews. Drop punt on its way. He's put it through. That's his third, and Hawthorn go to 10-7-67, leading North Melbourne, who are 8 goals, 10-58. Hawthorn lead by 9 points, and we've played for 12 minutes in the third term.
Fearless stuff from Matthews. He put himself right in front of that big angry pack. And I think a few people may have thought that Lee Matthews couldn't have stretched those tummy muscles to take that mark, but it was a grand mark. I don't think a lot of courage was needed, but he's got plenty of that.
I tell you, Doug DeWald ran straight up to Dipier Domenico and congratulated him too.
He's one man that hasn't lowered his colours all day. A grand game from Dipier Domenico.
Well, he's forced Brightus off the ground. McCann's replaced him. That's Lee Matthews' third goal. Walter in ruck against Nolan. Walter gets the tap down. Knights comes through, can't pick it up. He's on McCann. Knights picks it up now. Electrifying run up into the half-forward line. Dropping short into the forward pocket. Glendinning tries to mark one hand. Nobody can control it. It's over the line and out of bounds, right next to the left behind post, favouring Hawthorn. Hawthorn into attack. Hawthorn 10-7-67. North Melbourne 8-10-58. And what a match of changing complexions. Hawthorn on top in the first 10 minutes of this match. North Melbourne coming back in the second quarter. Now it's Hawthorn's turn. Here's the throw-in. Scott in the back, but it's over the back as a whistle on play. And the free kick is going to Don Scott. Umpire Robertson coming into Mick Nolan. Nolan's remonstrating with him. Robinson saying, no, you got over the shoulder of Don Scott, the Hawthorn captain. And Scott on an angle, 45 to 50 degrees, about 20 metres out. 12 minutes have gone in the third term, and as I said before, a game of fluctuating fortunes. Hawthorn on top at the moment, but the North Melbourne machine can come back at any stage. Let's see what Don Scott can do now. Not the best of kicks. A drop punt kick, and that's right through the middle, and that's the Hawthorn skipper's third goal. He hasn't been doing much of the ruck work today. We think he's injured, or we feel he's injured, but he's kicked 3 goals, and he's making himself felt up on that forward line.
Quite composed. Been quite composed, hasn't he? But most effective.
Well, the scoreboard, Doug, sorry. Hawthorn 11-7-73. North Melbourne 8-10-58. 13 minutes have elapsed. No, 14 minutes have elapsed in the third term.
My word, when North Melbourne kicked away to that 2-goal break at the start of the third quarter, it's full credit to Hawthorn the way they've fought back, and they've done it most effectively. They haven't let North get over the half-forward line since that time.
15 points Hawthorn lead by. 14 and a half minutes gone. Beautiful tap by Nolan. Melrose sends them forward this time. Domenico and Sutton. Domenico's in front, but he's paid Sutton.
I would have too, Graham. I think you may have yourself.
Possibly. But
mortgage. You've heard of a mortgage, haven't you?
I would have nearly bounced it. Sutton, 45, 50 metres out from goal, directly in front. Has the chance to kick his first. And North Melbourne's ninth to make the difference, only 9 points. He comes in directly in front. The drop punt on its way across the face of goal. Close to the line. And it's been run across the line by Moore. Thrown in right beside the behind post. And Baker still holding that right side. There's the throw in. Blighter's there with Walter. Tap down. Taken away by Payton, whose kick was under pressure. Huppert gets it close to the boundary line. He has a quick hurried snap for goal.
Miraculous if it is.
1 point only. A behind kick by Huppert. And Stewie McGee's been highly delighted with his performance here today, the former Footscray player, Ray Huppert, as North Melbourne go to 8-11-59. Trailing Hawthorn 11-7-73, 14 points the difference, and more to kick in for Hawthorn at the 15-minute mark in the third term.
You're on ZRNT and Tasmanian Regionals with the VFL Grand Final.
Ride the fly, and he's up, but he couldn't hold the mark. It's grabbed by Carlton, who throws it across. North Melbourne coming forward like a rugby scrum, but here's a chance for Hawthorn through Wallace. He's up off hands and knees to boot the ball into attack. Martello's marked between wing and half forward. Sutton has dropped back. Short pass into Hendry, who can take the mark and run. He's loping as he straightens the ball. Who to? Ablett. He's got it. He can also straighten up and have a long shot for goal. Kick a goal, son. And he does. He's put it through.
And full credit to Henry on that occasion. He could have pinged away.
Unselfish play by Henry. Yes. And that's Ablett's first goal, and Hawthorn go to 12-7-79. Leading North Melbourne 8-11-59. And it's a 20-point lead to the Hawks at the 16-minute mark as Malcolm Blight limps off for North Melbourne, the Brownlow medalist. And Bridus is back on the ground. Malcolm Blight limping off for North Melbourne.
He's not limping a great deal, just slightly, but he hasn't done much prior to the limp.
79 plays 59. Hawthorn by 20 points. Walter gets the tap down. Now it's Hawthorn playing like a team inspired to tuck. He's grabbed by Montgomery. Gets the pass out to Knights, who couldn't grab hold of it. That's picked up by Sutton. He relieves for North Melbourne. Puts the ball diagonally across the ground towards the outer side wing, and it beats Carlton over the line for a throw-in. Carlton and Wallace both chasing after that ball.
Some of those North Melbourne offenders have somehow all of a sudden become very loose.
Walter and Nolan. Walter's got the front position. Nolan positions himself perfectly. Huppert's has grabbed too high when he didn't have the footy, and will get the free kick, half-back flank outer side for North Melbourne. Hawthorn leading by 20 points. After North Melbourne led by 4 points at half-time and looked in a good position. Up goes Knights, punches it away from McCann. Wallace is chasing after the ball, picked up by Casson. Clever play, but to nobody in particular. Chasing after it is Boyce, but he can't pick it up for North Melbourne, and the ball out of bounds. North Melbourne's half-forward line, outer side. Well, it's been a great match, a pressure match, as McCann and Walter do battle. McCann gets the tap down. It comes down to Melrose. He goes one way, then the other. Balks one way, now has a bounce, gets around Russo, kicks it up into the full forward area. Baker's there, and Moore takes a good mark. Excellent mark, great mark by Kelvin Moore, who out-generaled Phil Baker on that occasion. Phil Baker, of course, kicking 4 goals in that second term, which sparked the North Melbourne revival. Moore favours the outer side. The long kick, the pack fly. Nobody can pick it up. It comes down to Hendry. Hendry breaks clear. He's now on the half-back flank. Who's he going to find? Martello's there. He's up. Sutton's behind him. Scouting the pack well was Huppert's. His kick up into the half-forward line. Punched out of the pack by Tuck. But there's Casson. He's running back towards the wing, but he's going to come around in the arc. Screw the ball to centre half forward. But it's all Hawthorn at the moment as Walter takes the easiest of marks by himself. He decides to run on. There's no pressure on Hawthorn at the moment. The kick into the centre of the ground. Matthews comes out. He can't pick it up. Kicked out of the pack. Ablett racing after the ball, but coming out to meet it is Scott. He's playing it in front of him. Smith's there. Gets a push in the back by Sutton. Play on, says the umpire. Manane comes at Sutton. Sutton does it coolly on the half-back line. Threads the long hand pass to Huppert's. Back to Sutton. That's clever football, North Melbourne. The kick wide onto the wing. Payton drops the mark. Behind him is Byrne. He falls over. It comes out to Eade. Eade cleverly out of the pack, balking like a ballerina. Yeah! And Matthews marks at centre half forward. Well, that was a good pass by Eade. It looked a sloppy kick, but I reckon he saw Matthews leading out then, and he marked in front of Henshaw, and Matthews has marked wide of centre half forward. He's wasting no time, coming in with a drop punt kick. He has a shot for goal, and he's put it through, and that's Matthews' 4th goal, the 3 in this term. 3 in this term, but he's kicked 4 for the match, Matthews. Hawthorn 13-7 at 85, North Melbourne 8-11, 59. That's Hawthorn leading by a margin of 26 points, and we've played 20 minutes, 3rd term. Doug Bigelow.
Not that feelings worry me a great deal, but I think we did mention at half-time that the little fella hadn't done nearly enough. And from that point, he's kicked 3 goals since half-time, so he's doing plenty and doing it well. He's got plenty of mates.
Scott back on the ball. Nolan gets it down to Casson, whose kick smothered. Tanner bursting, gets the hand pass out to Greg. Greg to Casson. Casson fakes it, then kicks the ball long in towards centre half forward. Baker's got a fly from behind. Dippy Air to Minico again. Reads the pack beautifully, and his kick is marked by Ablett, and it's called Lux the Fortune. Standing flat-footed was Tuck, but he's got the hand pass, and he's had a run to Manane with the left boot. He steps around Montgomery, back to Tuck, run up to the centre half forward and kick a goal, Michael Tuck. And that's exactly what he's done. Behind. It was close as Moncrief and Glendinning were hugging the goal post.
I think some of these Hawthorn supporters should steady down. They're getting a little exuberant. Over-exuberant.
There's the kick into Hupperts at half-back. The brilliant Hupperts. He's found Tanner on the outer wing. It's 86-59. Hawthorn in front. Montgomery looking dangerous as he leads in the race for the ball about the Pouncers Knights. And he's dispossessed him. And who's got it? Dippy out a minute ago. Over the line and out of bounds it goes for a throw-in. Half-back flank for Hawthorn outer side. 13-8-86 Hawthorn, 8-11-59 North Melbourne, 20.5 minutes gone, 3rd term, Scott and McCann. McCann gets it away. Boyce leading in the race for the ball. Polkinghorn right on his hammer, and it's over the line and out of bounds. Never over to the final siren, Doug Bigelow.
Certainly not. I'm not even having a feeling like that, Graham.
McCann and Scott. Interference, McCann's free kick as Scott got the tap down, but McCann had the front position, and he's got the penalty. 60 metres out from goal, a slight angle. He is within kicking distance. Eade telling Matthews to pick up Hupperts. Now Melrose as Dewell picks up Hupperts. This is McCann with the ball for North Melbourne at half forward. On the outer side, he's coming in. They desperately need a goal, the Kangaroos. His long kick is on the way. It's offline and out of bounds on the full. And there'll be a free kick to Hawthorn to be taken by Polkinghorn as Don Scott, the Hawthorn skipper, puts hands on knees and head down and says, no, I'm going to take it. And the umpire said, no, you're not. It's going to Polkinghorn. Thank you very much. Right beside the behind post. Polkinghorn with the free kick for Hawthorn as they lead 86-59, 21 minutes into the 3rd term of the grand final. To the outer side, says Kelvin Moore. He's had plenty of experience on the big occasions. There's the kick. Knights is the leaper. And this time he's plucked one out of the air. Beautiful. To the delight of the Hawthorn supporters, he slipped the hand pass to the golden boot of Manane, whose long kick is up towards Martello, and he spoiled Henry. Silly play as Carlton goes after it. Martello goes after it. You can have a free kick, Gary Carlton, and for an in danger on the outer wing. Carlton with the free kick for North Melbourne.
Yes, that was a costly mistake to Hawthorn. Martello coming in from behind Henry. Henry had the drop, but Carlton has the free kick, half-back flank. Outer side, his kick's a wonky one, dropping short, punched out of the pack by Knights to Wallace. He's grabbed. Scott has it now, threads a beautiful hand pass to Manane. The long hand pass to Matthews. Matthews, the long kick into the forward pocket. Glendinning and Moncrief. Glendinning goes one-handed, but he's got control of the ball. No, he hasn't. It goes through his leg. Picked up to Moncrief, out to Russo. Russo trying to break clear of Henshaw. He does. Screws it back towards the full forward position. Sutton's running for the ball. Waits for it to bounce. He's chasing it now. Goss is there, but Goss falls over. No, it's Ablett. Goss is still on the interchange bench, and it beats both Sutton and Ablett over the boundary line for a throw-in. 23 minutes gone in the 3rd term, and it's Hawthorn by 27 points. A throw-in. Walter gets the tap down. Nobody in particular. Henry was in the van, but Smith comes through for North Melbourne in grand style. Gets his kick wide on the member side wing. Payton playing in front of Byrne. Taps the ball in front of him. It's desperate stuff at the moment. Boyce picks it up. Oh, cleverly done, Boyce. His kick up towards Brightus and Dipper Domenico. The sun in their eyes. Brightus the better recovery. Coming through was DeWald, who kicked it off the ground over the boundary line on the full. Brightus the free kick, half forward flank member side. North Melbourne kicking towards the Jollymont end. Brightus, who's been a very quiet player, kicks a long drop punt kick. It's dropping short. Out comes Moore. Marked by Baker, who comes around and has a shot for goal, but a push in the back. No, it's a goal. A goal to North Melbourne's Baker. That's his 5th. And Moore in front on that occasion. Couldn't mark. He was under the ball. Baker plucked it in. Had enough momentum to turn around in the goal square and put it through for his 5th. And North Melbourne's 9th, and a timely one too as we approach the time-on period. Hawthorn 13-8-86, North Melbourne 9-11-65. Phil Baker has kicked 5 goals, and the difference now 21 points favouring Hawthorn as John Byrne comes onto the field, and I didn't pick up to see who he replaced.
No, he was just getting some treatment, Clark, near the interchange area. Bit of limping. 21 points the difference. 24 minutes gone, 3rd term. Scott in ruck against Nolan. Beautiful bounce. Neither can get a decisive hit down. Schimmelbusch runs right into a wall of Hawthorn players. It's taken away by Wallace, who goes for a short pass to Hendry, who could have played on. He does now, and he can have a long shot for goal. This time he's put it through. Jay Hendry, make a name for yourself. He has. He's kicked a confidence-boosting goal, and that lead now for Hawthorn, 27 points again as they go to 14 goals, 8.92, leading North Melbourne 9-11-65, and beautiful use of the football by Wallace.
Yes, hands on the head by Cowton, a little disgusted with himself because John Hendry got that too easily, but full credit to John Hendry, and that's the quality stuff and the confident stuff that you expect from good players. He's had opportunities, Graham, but unfortunately for Hendry, he hasn't made the most of them early in the game, but that was good.
He's a real touch player, Doug, and he just didn't have the touch, but it's coming in this term. There's another perfect bounce by Ian Robinson. Scott and Nolan, they're nullifying each other. Once again, it's the Terrier Wallace getting it out of the centre circle high. Sutton and Martello. Martello is marked. The big fellow right at true centre half forward. He's 65, 70 metres out from goal directly in front, and he fancies his chances. He's gone back. He's had a good look. He's had a look at the football. He's had a look at the goals, and he's come in and he's put it on its way. He's put it on its way. He's made the distance. It's offline or behind, but what a great long kick by the big fellow as Hawthorn go to 14-9, 93. T's gone out, Doug Bigelow. Wait till the end of the game as Glendinning kicks in. 9-11-65 North Melbourne. Casson leading Tuck in the race for the ball. Did anyone touch it before it went out? No, it's grabbed by Tuck. He's caught. He's caught. That's a beautiful tackle, but he's not penalised. Casson remonstrating with the umpire, and rightly so. Michael Tuck, you're lucky. And so a Hawthorn, as there'll be a throw in between half forward and wing out of side. Hawthorn slightly in attack.
Scott, Nolan the front position. Nolan gets the tap down, but there seems to be 100 Hawthorn players there as Wallace tries to break clear of the pack, dropping the ball, says the umpire. When Nolan grabbed Wallace, and Nolan the free kick, half-back flank out of side. The galloping gasometer comes in now. The drop punt kick right up into the half-forward line. Boyce is there. Polkinghorne over their heads. Polkinghorne gets possession, threads the hand pass beautifully to the wall to Knights, but he's going to be in a bit of trouble. No, he doesn't. Oh, brilliantly gets round McGann. Goes for a run. Drives the ball up into the half-forward line. Scott coming in from behind Henshaw, but Henshaw stands his ground and takes a magnificent mark. Nearly dropped it. Decides to go for a run. Has 2 or 3 bounces. He's running into the centre of the ground. This big fellow can run up to the half-forward line. Dipper-Domenico in front of Brightius takes the mark.
My personality boy today, this fellow.
Dipper-Domenico. There he is, putting it wide, looking for Manane. Manane up into the back of a Boyce. He should have got the free kick, but it's to the turf. Schimmelbusch picks it up. Now across to Cowton, who lends support. Cowton decides to drive it long. Brightis is there, the pack fly. Nobody can mark. Brightis was there. Manane burrowing into the pack. So too was Johnny Byrne. Gets it cleverly out towards Tanner. Tanner can't pick it up, but he's at centre half forward. He can have a shot for goal, but he's well offline and over the boundary line on the full for a free kick to Peter Knights. Knights put the ball in. Look at the punt kick around the other side. Tuck in front of Nolan. Nobody can mark. Off the hands to Casson. Casson the long hand pass to Brightis. Brightis volleyballs it on to Hubbards. Hubbards back to Brightis, but he's under a lot of pressure. Brightis trying to play the ball. Umpire Della is going to come in and award a free kick. He's indicated that Brightis tried to scoop the ball out, and the free kick is going to Russo. No, it's going back now to Tuck. Tuck. Midder gets the lead further afield from Manane. He accepts the hand pass, can go for a run when he sees Big Mick Nolan coming to him, but he decides to kick it. It's over the back of the pack at centre half forward for North Melbourne. It's picked up by Sutton. His kick into the centre of the ground, and a good mark to Payton. Payton, the hand pass to Knights, running past, the blonde hair flowing, comes through the centre. He's had 2 or 3 bounces. Electrifying dash. Tanner's chasing him. He won't get within Cooey. Knights has a shot for goal. What's he done? It's offside. It's through. That's a point. Oh.
Stop it and settle, fellas. If in doubt, wait for the shout from the umpire.
There you are. That was a great run there by Knights. You can hear the big crowd here of over 100,000 giving Knights a big hand, and he capped it off with a behind. There's Glendenning, the big kick on the outer side. Walter and Nolan punched out by Walter, but there's an infringement, and the free kick is going to North Melbourne's Greg.
Half forward to Beard, a minute go in front of Bridus off hands. It comes down towards Melrose. He straightens up at centre half forward, has a long kick right off the side of his boot as Baker let out and was completely annoyed, and you have every right, Phil Baker, to remonstrate with Melrose as he was metres away from Moore. Grabs it, and he's kicked for goal, and he's missed. It is 28 points now. Offline, dangerous play. Quick thinking by young McCann to grab that ball from the throw-in and have a quick shot for goal. But it's offline. North Melbourne go to 9-12-66. Hawthorn are 14-10-94. The Hawks lead by 28 points as Moore kicks the ball to himself, runs, has a bounce, drives the ball deep towards that outer wing. Hendry's flying from behind. A good mark. Mick Nolan, strong hands. Knights slightly misjudging as Nolan comes in, drives the ball back to centre half forward. Baker is being forced to fly from behind. He doesn't worry because McBridis is up and he's plucked the screamer right out of the air. 40 metres from goal directly in front. And Melrose comes in and says, the goals are down there, Arnie. Don't fiddle around. It's almost three-quarter time. Have a shot and kick a goal because North Melbourne desperately need it. At this stage, as 30.5 minutes have been played in the third term, and Hawthorn lead by 28 points. There is the siren. Bridus comes in with a kick after the siren. And he has put it through for a goal. Bridus has kicked his first goal after the siren. And at three-quarter time, in the grand final, the score, Hawthorn 14-10-94. North Melbourne 10 goals, 12-72. Comes in to bounce the ball for the final quarter, and here's Clark Hansen.
Hawthorn leading 22 points. Scott gets the tap. No, it's Nolan. Nobody can get it. Wallace picks it up for his 17th kick. Kick along the ground. Carlton leading in the race. No, it's Greg leading in the race for the ball, but he was grabbed and he dropped it. And Hendry, the free kick on the point of the centre square. Scotty telling him to kick it long. And he does just that. Look at the kick. It's going to drop short in the goal square. The pack fly. Nobody can mark it. Gregg's there. Threads the hand pass across the face of the goal to Henshaw. Matthews is there. The hand pass comes out to Melrose. His quick hand pass to John Byrne. This is good stuff from defence, North Melbourne, as Matthews chases John Byrne. The kick along the ground's not a very good one. Knight's momentum couldn't carry him through. It comes back to Sutton, and Sutton chases the ball, but it's over the line and out of bounds for a throw in the outer side, and it's Knights flat in his face on the half-forward line for Hawthorn. I didn't see what happened, Graham.
Short right, was it, Doug Bigelow?
I didn't see it, Graham.
Scott gets the tap down. Hawthorn coming through. Manane tries to pick it up, but Montgomery, as cool as ever, picks the ball up and drives North Melbourne into attack. It's on the half-forward line. Coming through is Moore. He lets the ball go through his legs. He can't control it. A scrambly play. Dropping the ball. The free kick going to Casson.
Good tackle by Casson. Strong stuff. Knights
Hawthorn
still in the hands.
Then North Melbourne, here's Casson, centres the ball to centre half forward, punched away from Schimmelbusch by Ablett, comes to Hubbards, but the kick out of the pack, menacing dangerously on the centre half forward line is Melrose. He can't pick it up. Tanner comes through. He's grabbed by Martello, gets the hand pass to Melrose, to Smith, who has a shot for goal, and he's put it through. A good goal, Doug Smith. He positioned himself beautifully on that half-forward flank, and some good play there by the little fellow, particularly Melrose, to get that hand pass out to him. And that's Doug Smith's first goal of the match, but he's played extremely well since he's come onto the ground as an interchange. And Hawthorn now leading. Hawthorn 14-10-94. North Melbourne 11-12-78. Doug,
you have the glasses on Peter Knights. How is he looking, Graham?
Very groggy, as if he'd gone 15 rounds with Muhammad Ali, George Foreman and Joe Frazier all in one ring and all belting into him. There's the bounce. Scott goes up, grabs it. Wallace bursting his way through, tries to get a hand pass out. He does. There's a scrimmage in the centre, and it's going to be bounced by Ian Robinson almost again in the centre circle. 16 points the margin. 2 minutes gone, 2.5 minutes gone, final term. There's the bounce. It favours North Melbourne's way. Matthews tries to grab it. It's grabbed by Melrose, who ducks his head.
Too high.
No. Melrose had the ball and the umpire said
grabbed around the neck. He didn't. That's what he said. I agree.
Baker leads out. It's tapped away by Moore, grabbed by Huppets, who screws it back in towards full forward, and it's marked by Payton right in the last line of defence. Matthews leads in short, and he'll get the pass from Payton, and he's running now. Matthews pops it in short to Martello at half back on the outer side. Martello can kick long. Knights is now out of the hands of the trainers and almost at that position. It's fisted away cleverly down towards Byrne. Byrne throws for a hand pass, but Eade goes after it. Comes back towards Big Martello, and he knocks it over the boundary line cleverly. North Melbourne supporters will say deliberate. It was. Good play by the big fellow.
And good umpiring too.
14-10-94, Hawthorn 11-12-78, North Melbourne. 4 minutes gone, final term. Nolan in front of Scott. Tap down, free kick must go to Scott because he was in front as Bill Della said over the shoulder. So it had to go to Don Scott because he was the front man. Scott on the outer wing. A long kick into open territory. Henshaw and Russo. Henshaw, magnificent player for North Melbourne in that back pocket. Too tall for Russo, was marked at half back. Goes for one a little short to Nolan, who moves well, and he's marked on the wing. Gets the hand pass. It's grabbed by Melrose when it was meant for Greg, in fact. Up towards centre half forward. Payton. Mark not paid. Comes out of the pack, back to Payton, who kicks the ball across the ground. Big Martello leading in the race for the ball. He's got plenty of room, but he fumbles. Can he keep it in? Oh, he's under a lot of pressure. Now the ball's gone over the line out of bounds and will be thrown in. And I hope the Hawks haven't gone on the defensive because they'll be cut the ribbons if they have, as they're 14-10-94 to North Melbourne 11-12-78. There's the throw in. Scott gets it down. Wallace again, but his kick goes almost straight up in the air. But there's two Hawthorn players and they spoil one another, Matthews and Manane. And there's a push in the back, not paid. Over the line and out of bounds for a throw in on the outer wing.
Well, the skills of the game are not there at the moment, but it's fierce pressure football at the MCG. Ball thrown in outer side. Scott and Nolan, the big punch by Scott. It goes to Byrne, who punches it back. Picked up now by Matthews, who'll have a kick. Knights in the forward pocket from behind. Coming through as McCann cleverly tucks the ball in with one hand. He's under pressure from Walter, but gets the long kick around the outer side. The pack fly. Casson was there with Matthews, but the ball's over the boundary line for a throw-in on the outer side wing. 14-10-94 Hawthorn, North Melbourne 11-12-78. The throw, Nolan and Scott. Scott gets the tap down, but it comes to Nolan. He threads it beautifully to Melrose. His kick long to centre half forward. Dipper-Domenico's there, so too is Martello. Comes down to Smith, roving the pack brilliantly as Cassidy picks it up, shoots it in towards the goal. Baker, nearly the mark on his chest. He was under a lot of pressure, but the ball beats him over the boundary line for a throw-in at left to forward pocket, and that looked dangerous. But looking at Baker coming back into the goal square, favouring the left leg a little bit, but still, he'll be there when the chips are down. Scott and Bridus. Scott gets the tap down. We'll find Payton. Payton's kicked a long one. Back towards the centre half back position. Manane overruns the ball. Picked up by Nolan. Threads the hand pass to Byrne. Byrne doesn't know what to do with it, but he puts the ball up into the attacking zone for North Melbourne. The pack fly, but waiting down was Dipper-Domenico. He gets the hand pass to Kelvin Moore. Now he can run now. Have a bounce around the member side wing. He just does that as it kicks. Schimmelbusch is there, so too is Ablett. Oh, great mark by Ablett running with the ball. Ablett, member side wing, waste no time. The long kick to centre half forward. Moncrief and Glendenning. In front was Walter. He can't mark. Picks it up now. The hand pass to Russo from centre half forward. His kick is smothered. It's into the forward pocket. Knights has it. Playing the ball in front of him. Behind him is Greg. Knights. Greg, grabbed by Greg. Knights gets the hand pass to Hendry. Hendry will shoot for goal from an impossible angle. It's crossed the face of the goal, and Moncrief marks. Casson in front, Moncrief behind. Moncrief held his ground, and McCann backed into him. Well, Moncrief kicked the first 2 goals of the match. He kicked 3 goals in the first quarter, and Glendenning has given him a thrashing since then, but now he's got the chance to kick his 4th goal. Moncrief steers it and he's dissected the 2 big sticks, and there's a goal to Hawthorn, and that's Moncrief's 4th. 3 in the first quarter, and that one now coming at the 6-minute mark of the last quarter. Hawthorn 15-10, which would be 100. North Melbourne 11-12-78. Doug Bigelow.
Yes, well, it was good stuff then from Moncrief. Had his eyes on nothing else but the football. And he did back into McCann, certainly, but quite legitimately. It was a good mark, and the angle was difficult. And full marks to Michael Moncrief, because that was the goal that could steady Hawthorn.
There's the bounce. Nolan and Scott tucked there to contest. Get down towards Matthews, who dribbles the ball across towards Eade. But Tanner, he runs into the brick wall. Back to Matthews. Matthews, the long kick towards centre half forward. Russo and Henshaw. Knock forward. Go after it, Moncrief. He does. He's in the forward pocket. Left foot snap towards full forward. Not going to make the distance. Knights pushes Gregg out. Couldn't hold the mark. Should have been a free kick to Gregg. Ball's across the line and out of bounds. Throw it in as Carlton was streaming away. Heavily disguised as Glendinning. And the ball will be thrown in 10 metres from the behind post. In fact, only 5. It's 100 to 78. Scott is there. Goes up. Chance for North Melbourne to take it away through Huppets, who's roved his heart out. Oh, he gets put down. Silly play, John Hendry, after the ball had been kicked by Huppets, and Schimmelbusch has got the free kick on the members' side, half-back line for North Melbourne. He kicks it in towards the wing. Bridus has got the big leap. It's fisted away. Oh, the ball bounces away. Chance for Sutton. He kicks it right in towards centre half forward. Baker and Moore. Moore gets fished the ball, and his recovery's pretty good. He's won out with Casson and Smith. He wants a bit of support. Superb shepherding by Casson. Smith screws the ball back in towards full forward. Does he kick the goal from an impossible angle? No. A behind. What a great effort. And my word, I tell you what, Moore's got a fair idea of how to play Phil Baker. And Smith's looking pretty dangerous. It's 100, 15, 10, 100 to Hawthorn, 11, 13, 79 North Melbourne as the ball is kicked in by Martello. Matthews and Huppets. Matthews gets it. Beautiful hand pass. Manane, Nolan. Manane goes after it. He's still bowling. He paddles it out to Wallace. And Wallace kicks the ball in towards Russo and Henshaw, and they're on the wing. Oh, and Henshaw, you're brilliant. He's marked. He's too tall, and he's taken the mark. A hand pass to Huppets. Huppets from half forward. Not put down this time. Bridus up, but Dippier Domenico in front spoils. And Matthews, my word, he's getting kicks when they count, but his kick is marked again by Henshaw on the outer wing. He goes for another hand pass to Huppets. It's the same all over again. Huppets, half forward, in towards full forward. This time Baker's got the ride, but it's fisted away. Big Martello at centre half back will get a free kick, and he got it when they needed it. He goes for the hand pass to Moore, who's running past. He plays it wide to the members' wing. Henry and Carlton and Schimmelbusch will come in. He comes from nowhere, and he's too quick and he's too good. He's a champion. He's playing the ball in front of him, but he can't keep it in, and it's out of bounds, and Henry put enough pressure on him on the members' wing. Throw in.
Oh, what a match we've got at the MCG. Hawthorn hanging on. Hawthorn 15, 10, 100. North Melbourne 11, 13, 79. 10 minutes gone from the throw and picked up by Ablett. His kick smothered by Sutton, but it comes down to Tuck, who nonchalantly picks the ball up from the boundary line, screws it in towards the goal. But, McCann hit the behind post as that ball went over the boundary line for a throw-in. Left forward pocket for Hawthorn. McCann and Scott both running for the ball, and the ball went out of bounds. McCann collected the behind post, but he's okay. The throw-in punched out of the pack. Beautiful play, picked up by Melrose. He has a bounce, breaks clear, beautiful roving. Looks for Schimmelbusch. No, it's Tanner, and Tanner chips in front of Polkinghorne to mark member side wing. Who's giving him the lead? Bridus is there, but he's well attended by Dipper Domenico. He's going to put it high for Bridus. Backing back is Walter. Dipper Domenico is also there. Picks it up. Threads the hand pass towards Walter. Walter a little slow. It wasn't such a good hand pass, though. Push further afield where it was picked up by Eade. He'll carry it over the boundary line. No, he doesn't. He was brought down, dropping the ball, says the umpire. A free kick going to Tanner, who's been a quiet player for North Melbourne. Flashed into the game on occasions, particularly in the second quarter, but Wallace has had the better of him since then. There's the kick by Tanner, who's favouring his leg. His kick's not a very good one. Matthews can't mark. It's down to the ground. Boyce trying to pick it up. Clever play by Matthews to Payton. Payton back to Matthews, who puts it wide, and Henry marks on the member side wing. Given a little shove by Carlton after he marked the ball. A 15-metre penalty, and Carlton will have to hurry up and come back the 15 or 20 metres, or he'll cop another one. No, he won't, because Henry's coming up now onto the half-forward flank. The long kick up into the full-forward area. Scott's there. McCann from behind. Up goes Moncrief. Can't mark. Burns got it. He's playing the ball along in front of him. Under pressure from Manane. His kicks along the ground. Carlton's playing the ball. He's grabbed by Henry. Handball indiscriminately out of the pack. Finds Big Mick Nolan. Big Mick kicks it around the member side. Tanner's there. Can't mark. Coming in now from behind him is Martello. Good smother by Tanner as Matthews now falls on the ball. Tanner on top of him. Schimmelbusch now brings the ball out of the pack. It's tough and it's rough, but the ball's over the boundary line for a throw-in member side wing. 11 minutes gone. Hawthorn 15, 10, 100. North Melbourne 11, 13, 79.
They're giving plenty both sides. Both sides giving plenty. Hawthorn giving that little extra, I feel, Graham.
There's the bounce, and it's Matthews who fished the ball over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. And when the hard kicks are wanted so far in this final term, Matthews has had a few that have counted, Doug Bigelow.
And he's had them down in defence too, where they've counted even more so.
100-79, the Hawks lead by 21 points. The ball is hit down to Wallace, who's been a great player for them. He can't use. He's got through for a free kick as he was trying to get through the pack and was retarded. And Kevin Coughlin, he's not underrated anymore, son. The whole world will know about him after today. This is Wallace for Hawthorn. In towards full forward. Knights has got a chance to leap. No one staying down for Hawthorn is not good enough. Montgomery kicks the ball back towards the wing, off hands. It comes towards Eadie, overruns the wall. Big Walter's got it. A hand pass to Manane. This could set up Hawthorn because he's a lovely long left foot kick. He puts it in towards full forward this time, Knights. And he's marked right in the goal square.
That's the vital one, I feel, and what a great mark it was. And I was a little critical of tactics by Hawthorn early in the piece, but since Knights has gone down to the forward line, he's given plenty. Hasn't done a great deal, but he's given plenty. He's looked dangerous, but that was a grand grab.
12 metres out, 20-degree angle, and he's missed. No, he's a goal. He's put it in. It's just fallen in. 27 points the difference, and we've played 14 minutes in the final term. First goal to Knights. And Hawthorn go to 16-10, 106. North Melbourne, 11-13-79.
They must be reading that sign, the Hawks on the outer, and now the end is near, and soon the final curtain. It could well be.
Hawthorn by 27 points, 15 minutes gone. Don Scott in the ruck. We haven't seen much of him in the ruck today. Walter's been doing a sterling job. He's been doing all the heavy work, but he's against Mick Nolan, who's done as equally a good a job. Nobody can get the decisive tap down. Scrambly play on the centre of the ground. Picked up now by Eade. He screws it round towards centre half forward. Coming out is Knights. Manane the chance. Knights with the ball on the ground. Greg racing after the ball, but he was pushed in the back, and Greg will get the free kick. The pack develops, and umpire Della says, "I'll bounce."
Not a mass exodus from the MCG, but quite a few people feeling that Hawthorn haven't won and they're leaving.
Scott the big fist from that bounce out as it comes to Polkinghorne. He's grabbed by Sutton. He loses the ball, but it comes to Knights. Knights is grabbed. Nobody can pick it up. It comes out to Tuck. Tuck under pressure. His kick's a weak one. Off the hands of the pack. Coming through now is Hendry at half forward. His kick under pressure is an up and under to nobody in particular, a shocker. His kick's going to go over the line and out of bounds. In fact, he's got plenty of time to run after the ball, and he nearly got it before it went over the boundary line, but it beat him, and it's going to be a throw-in. Half forward flank for Hawthorn, outer side. Hawthorn kicking towards the Jollymont end. McCann delightfully to John Byrne, but smothered by Russo. Picked up now by Carlton. He gets the long hand pass to Henshaw. He plays it across the face of the goal, looking for Glendenning. Glendenning will wait for it to bounce. Now there are only two players on this member's side as Glendenning picks it up. He's under pressure from Moncrief, but got plenty of time to kick it around the member's side wing. Martello could have marked, but his recovery's all right. Under pressure from Smith, a long kick to centre half forward, but Henshaw in the way takes the mark on his chest in defence. Wastenose is under pressure from Walters. Oh, Byrne nearly copped one from Scott. He did. Yes, Byrne copped one high from Scott as he was going to take off. But he's all right. Look at him go. Goes for a run to the outer side of the ground. Takes the kick, puts it wide for Melrose. He's got a fit of the fumbles, but he gathers it now. He's Shaw now. Kicks it towards centre half forward looking for Sutton, and behind him is Wallace for a great mark. Threads the hand pass to Divier Domenico, two of Hawthorn's best players, up onto the half forward line. Punched away. The chance now for Manane. He's at half forward, screws it round on the left foot. He's having a shot for goal and bounce through it is! Manane. That is Manane's first goal. And it's Hawthorn's 17th. Hawthorn 17-10, 112 to North Melbourne, 11-13-79.
And Tuck tries to burst through. Montgomery goes after it, but it's picked up by Hendry. Manane gets the hand pass to the brilliant Wallace, who has a long kick in towards full forward. Glendenning and Moncrief. Neither can take the mark. Glendenning taps it away. Matthews goes after it. My word, he's got a heart as big as this ground as Lee Matthews. And the ball will be thrown in the forward pocket. 20 metres round from the behind post. Hawthorn deep in attack and leading by 33 points at the 17.5-minute mark of the final term. The ball is tapped down. Plenty of Hawthorn chances. Ablett fished the ball forward to Hendry, who's under a lot of pressure. He gets it away to Matthews. Matthews with a long kick in towards full forward, offline or behind. 34 points the margin in favour of the Hawks as they go to 17 goals, 11-113, leading North Melbourne 11-13-79 as a North Melbourne player cramped At half-back, I think it's Wayne Schimmelbusch as the ball is kicked in. Manane and Carlton. Carlton's a bit tall. He's taken the mark and he's been pulled down. And Walter will be penalised 15 metres. Not on because Carlton gets the hand pass to the superb Henshaw, whose kick could be too far for Smith as Big Al Martello thumps it away. Thumped back by Sutton. Brighters props when he could have copped. Out comes Payton. His kick is a dribble, but it's grabbed again by the brilliant Wallace. Kevin, they'll know about him next year as he finds Russo in the centre. A ball burster by Russo up to full forward. Moncrief off his hands to Matthews. He's been tripped. No free kick. He has a quick snap to goal. He's kicked it behind.
The umpire is being told in no uncertain manner that he'd been tripped, and he's been told by Matthews.
You would agree?
Call, Graham, yes.
17-12, 114 to 11-13, 79. The Hawks in front.
Glendenning looking for John Byrne, but behind him is Hendry, punched away from him, but he was pushed in the back. Was that Cowton? And it'll be a throw-in outer side, half-forward flank for Hawthorn.
The grand final on ZRNT and Regional.
Scott gets the tap down towards Montgomery. Montgomery and Russo in there burrowing after the ball, but nobody can get it. And umpire Della says, I'll bounce.
We put a question mark against the fitness of Don Scott at half-time. You did, Graham Dorsey, jumping higher than ever in this last quarter. Look at that.
Scott and Nolan. Scott gets the tap, but it comes to Byrne. The hand pass across to Casson. Casson runs to centre half-back. The long kick on the outer side wing. Brightus nearly marks. Dealt with by Dipper Domenico, and Brightus has been awarded the mark. Brightus on the wing. The hand pass to Casson. He's been one of North Melbourne's better players. His kick up into the half-forward line. The chance for Baker. Off Payton's hands, but the ever-reliable Kelvin Moore is there to stem the attack as he puts the ball back into the centre of the ground, and a great mark to North Melbourne's Ray Hupperts over Peter Russo. He goes one way, then the other. The long kick to centre half-forward. Martello's there. So too is Sutton. Polkinghorne eventually picks the ball up, kicks it wide. Looking, Melrose was there for North Melbourne. It comes out of the pack to Smith, who can shoot for goal, but back in the last line of defence is Kelvin Moore, who read the play brilliantly. He was the only one there. He decides to have a run around the members' side wing. His long kick, Hendry, off his hands, under a bit of pressure from Cowton. That's slow motion football at the moment as Tanner picks it up under no pressure. The long hand pass to Cowton. Cowton in turn to Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch comes up into the half forward line. A long kick into the full forward area. Payton's there by himself and he marks. No North Melbourne forwards within cooey, Doug.
Phil Baker remonstrating with the umpire as he was beautifully kept out of position by Kelvin Moore. Plenty of experience.
Payton, the kick around the member side wing. Scott's there, but in front the frame of big Mick Nolan.
And the same thing happened to Scott there, Clark, as Schimmelbusch just shepherded Scott away.
And nothing's been done, so they're at least consistent there. There's Nolan, the long kick, looking for Baker once again, but they're... Oh, look at Baker! Oh, great mark!
Take it off me now, he said.
Umpire the ball as if to say, well, I got that one, umpire Robinson. And umpire Robbo must be in a genial mood because he didn't even blink an eyelid. But Baker in front for North Melbourne, right in front of goals. He comes in, shoots. We'll wait on the goal umpire. It's through for a goal, and that's Baker's sixth goal. A great contribution by Phil Baker, his sixth goal. North Melbourne 12-13, 85, trailing Hawthorn at 17-12, 114.
As Glendenning is on the ball, and Knights is marked. He plays on. He'll run into an open goal, and he's put it through.
How does that make you feel, Peter? Magnificent.
Knights' second goal to a standing ovation, and Hawthorn go to 18 goals, 12, 120. North Melbourne 12-13-85, and coming at the 22-minute mark of the final term, a 35-point lead to Hawthorn. Scott and Nolan, the big Mick Nolan, he's rucked his heart out for the Kangaroos. Glendenning in the centre square, puts it wide. Brightest leading in the race for the ball as Payton comes out. He knocks it away. Here's a chance for North Melbourne through Smith, who's been a good player. He has a long shot for goal as he dobbed it. He has beautiful goal, Smith from the boundary line. He's second in this final term, and there's plenty of fight in the Kangaroo as they go to 13 goals, 13-91. Hawthorn 18-12, 120. Hawthorn by 29 points.
Those creep across the MCG, the crowd starting to leave, but there's still plenty of football here. Walter gets the tap down to Wallace. Wallace, well, he gets the hard ball, he gets the mid, they're not even there. Gets the hand pass out to Eade, puts it wide looking for Hendry, but up there's Byrne. Punched away from Byrne by Scott, over the boundary line, a throw in Hawthorn's half-forward line. 24 minutes gone, and it's Hawthorn leading by 29 points. 24 minutes elapsed in the 1978 Grand Final. A big crowd here of over 100,000 people, and they've been entertained, maybe not to the most skillful Grand Final we've ever seen, but certainly one of the toughest and one full of pressure. There's the throw, and it's Scott in the front. Over the back was McCann to fist the ball to the turf. Ablett comes through. He can't pick it up. Look at Schimmelbusch. He'll fight for the ball. So too will Eade. Schimmelbusch comes out. He was legged, and Schimmelbusch will get the free kick. Schimmelbusch looking for the hand pass to Melrose. It's over his head. Tucks there for Hawthorn to intercept. Nobody can pick it up. Melrose does now, though. Gets the hand pass to Montgomery. Oops, nicely smothered by Murnane. In comes Tuck. That's tough football at the moment. Also trying to go through is Murnane. It comes to Casson. He gets the hard ball. The long hand pass to Smith. He tried to run with the ball before he had it. Loses possession. Ablett picks it up off the side of the boot. The ball's running free in the centre of the ground. Picked up by Matthews. Knight's telling him to kick long and have a run. Moncrief's there. Comes out over his head. And a good mark to Sutton. Sutton immediately plays on. Puts it wide for Gregg. Gregg's got all the time in the world. It's on the outer side wing. He goes one way, then the other. Feints the hand pass to Glendenning. Glendening's grabbed by Knights. He tried to play the field. Knights was too quick for him, and the umpire has suggested that Glendenning didn't have the football. I'll leave it up to you, Doug. The big punt kick right on the half-forward line. Baker up. It's over their heads. Here's Huppatz. Can thread the hand pass across to Briders. Briders can go for a run. He comes into the goal square, and this is a goal for Briders and North Melbourne. That's his third.
Sorry, second.
That's his second. That's Briders' second goal. He's been well held by Dipier Domenico today, but he's broken loose on occasions, but has never been that damaging player that we know he can be. So the score now, 23 points lead to Hawthorn. 25 minutes gone. We're in the time-on period. Hawthorn are 18-12, 120 to North Melbourne, 14-13, 97.
Tapped down by Scott. Murnane has it. He can't break clear. Chance for Carlton, whose kick is across the ground towards the members' wing. Schimmelbusch should mark. He does, cleverly. Ablett will be penalised if he doesn't come back. He will be. He has been penalised. Right back about 30 metres away from where that took place. And it was half Schimmelbusch's fault and half Ablett's fault, so that's why there's no 15-metre penalty, because Schimmelbusch was still running away. 23 points, 26 minutes gone. Short pass from Schimmelbusch to Melrose. Melrose, a hand pass to Henshaw. He's in a lot of trouble. Well tackled. Murnane gets it. Here's trouble for North Melbourne as Henry takes the mark. Will play on. Draws a player. Hand pass to Big Waldo. Fumbles. Knocks the ball forward. Comes back to Henry. But he'll have to kick with his right foot. But he pops it across to Russo. That was clever. Russo fumbles. He's done it all day. The nerves have been too much for him. Short pass by Melrose. Marked by Huppatz in the centre. He'll play on. Across the ground he goes. Dipier Domenico and Bridus. Chance down here for Boyce. He runs into Bridus. He should kick a goal though, Boyce. He has. Beautiful play. And they're still fighting it out, North Melbourne. That's his second goal, Boyce. And North Melbourne trail by only 17 points as they go to 15-13, 103 to Hawthorn. 18-12, 120.
Gradually whittling away that lead. Can they get up? There's the bounce. Scott and Nolan. That Scott gets the tap down towards Wallace. He's coming up and must have had over 20 kicks, 21 or 22 kicks in this grand final. Rodney Eads in front. Goes one way, picks the ball up. There's Ablett by himself. This is dangerous. He's flummed the mark, but he's got the recovery. He comes to centre half back, has a shot for goal, but it's offline. Knight's up. Oh, magnificent. Oh, what a mark. I tell you what, if we could get all Baker's marks and a few Knights has taken today, what great television it'll be. Knights was right next to the behind post and has sent the ball back to Walter, who is in a better position. A lot of the hard work. Captain Don Scott coming in to tell him what to do. Has a shot, a drop punt kick.
Missed.
He's missed it. It's only a behind, but that now takes it to 18 points, so 3 straight kicks. I wonder if North Melbourne can get 3 goals.
The half-back Carlton leaps. He couldn't hold the mark, but the brilliant Huppatz scouts. He's run. He draws Wallace a long hand pass to Glendenning, who's drawn Dipier Domenico. He'll give it back. Oh, he's grabbed him. Long hand pass out to Bridus. He'll run. He's still running. He gives the hand pass to Huppatz. I don't think he should have done that. As Big Martello comes in, Huppatz fell over. It's back to Bridus. Paddled along towards Smith. Martello's after it. They're battling it out. Here's a chance for Payton. He falls over. Huppatz has got it again. He gets it out and it's over the line and out of bounds for a throw in at half forward outer side. Free kick to Hawthorn. A steadier going to delicate Don Scott, the Hawthorn skipper, at half back. And he's embraced by Ali Dewald.
The Graham game.
This is Scott with the ball for Hawthorn. And here it is! it's all over. There it is. Hawthorn.
There's big Scotty. He gave it to the crowd in the Western Stand.
18 goals, 13, 121 Hawthorn. North Melbourne, 15-13, 103 in a magnificent grand final. 101,704 people, and Hawthorn have won by 18 points. 18-13, 121 to North Melbourne, 15-13, 103. David Parkin, the Hawthorn coach, embracing his team.
Kickers for Hawthorn: Moncrief 4, Matthews 4, Scott 3, Knights 2, Hendry, Eade, Ablett, Murnane and Martello 1 each. For North Melbourne: Baker 6, Huppets 2, Smith 2, Boyce 2, Melrose 1 and Bridus 2. Best players: Hawthorn: Wallace, DiPier Domenico, Scott, Matthews, Tuck, Martello and Knights. For North Melbourne: Huppets, Baker, Melrose, Nolan, Schimmelbusch, Byrne and Glendenning. Brownlow Medal 1978, Blight North Melbourne 22, Knights Hawthorn 21, Wilson Fitzroy 20, Bartlett Richmond 19. Leading goal kicker Templeton of Footscray 118. South Australian Premiers: Norwood 111 points, beat Sturt 110 points. TFL Grand Final 1978, Sandy Bay 11-14 defeated Glenorchy 9-13. VFL Reserves Grand Final, North Melbourne 17-29 defeated Hawthorn 11-13. VFL Under-19 Grand Final, Carlton 20-15 defeated Collingwood 14-11. VFL 5, 1978 in order: Hawthorn, North Melbourne, Collingwood, Carlton and Geelong. NTFA Grand Final, North Launceston defeated Launceston. NWFU Grand Final, Cooey 2011 defeated Wynyard 13-20. First Division Victorian Football Association Grand Final, Paran 21-15 defeated Preston 17-17. Western Australian Grand Final, East Perth 11-15 defeated Perth 12-7 by 2 points. Southern Amateurs Tasmania, Claremont defeated Sorrel. The TFL William Leach Medal was won by Peter Hudson of Glenorchy. New South Wales Grand Final,